Hello, Maple. You are first. Second, hello, Dusties. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. You win this time, Maple. Is there a fight? Is this a battle? Mark my words. Hello, my PNG is hidden behind the mic, but ignore that. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I set up a new thing where it's under points, right? It's under the points redeem, and there's this redeem called Speak Through Cetus. This thing. Do you guys hear that? You can speak with TTS now. Hello, Syun. You can't hear it? Oh no. Maybe that thing... Wait, let me see. Where's my sounds? Sometimes I forget to put one sound into the other scene, and that might be the problem. Okay, let's see. If I think I can refund the channel points, so give me a moment. Where is my Firefox? Hello, Lion. Welcome to the stream. Okay, Maple, let me refund you that point. Let's test it again.
Testing.
Can you hear that? Or is that still a no? I will bathe the cat one day. The cat is gonna scratch you.
Can it do the meow 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 meow? I will not bathe. Hate water.
It can do the meow 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 and you will not bathe. And you hate water. But you're speaking through Cetus, who is a whale who lives in water. So it's working, that's good. I hope 300 points isn't a lot. I don't really stream that much, but you know. I'm immune to fighting types. I think it's a nice thing to have because sometimes I miss chat. And I don't realize that I miss chat because I am Pepega. So you can speak to me through that thing. Hello, Ta-chan. That thing called Cetus, yeah, that thing called Cetus. My whale is not even named by me, it's named by Avadango.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Thank you for following, Lion. Hug the Ta-chan. Are you sure Cetus is a good name? Well, Dango said that Cetus is... It means whale in some language. I don't remember what. I know it sounds like fetus, but it means will in another language, so yes, it does. It's fine, it's fine. It'll be fine. I don't even know if Cetus is the correct pronunciation because I don't remember that he named it so long ago. I wasn't gonna say it, but you know, listen, it's fine. We all know what you were thinking of. I'm highly certain we all knew what you were thinking of. I don't know what to do today. I have this feeling that I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Me and my tendency to skip work. The Yahoo startled me, oh my god. Fuck work day? Yeah, fuck work day. We share similar feelings. I wasn't expecting that. Oh no, poor lion. It's okay, my alert scares everyone. Actually, that alert has already been... the sound has already been turned down. I used to get jump scared by my own alerts. Probably should not do that. True. I don't know. I'll see how everything goes. HR has not gotten back to me yet about my resignation. Please, it's been 2 weeks. Please, let me know something. When's my last day? I don't know. Your day dead? Am I dead? Is this the afterlife? Pachan and your slippery fingers. Welcome. Am I visiting Dusty's in the afterlife? Is this what this is? This is why you become Tachab in the Dinkum, Pachan. SR, super rare. Tachab. Changing Tachan's name. Tachab. Yeah, Tachab. I blame you. I don't know what I want to do today. I was like, should I stream? Maybe. And then I clicked start stream, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I still don't know what I want to do. Do I want to play a game? Do I want to draw? Do I want to... I don't know. To be very honest with you, for the past 2 days, I've been sleeping like mad. Like, I updated my commission website, right? And then that was when I slept. The day before that, I slept from... what was it? Was it like 12 p.m? I think I went to sleep in the afternoon, and I slept all the way until like my mom woke me up for dinner. And then after dinner, I used my phone for a little while, like for 1 to 2 hours. I chatted with Shu, and then after that, I went back to sleep. And I slept until 2 a.m. and I woke up, and I just decided, like, you know what, I can't sleep anymore because I slept too much. So I went to update my wixsite, and then after I updated my wixsite, I spent all the time updating my wixsite, and I finished updating my wixsite at around 7 a.m. I went back to sleep, and I woke up at 5 p.m. today. So, you know, I slept a lot. I don't know what's going on, but I slept a lot. Comms update. No, it's really just updating the site. So you're announcing commission, hope it goes well for you. it's not really an announcement, it's just my old website is ugly. And I was like, that's ugly. I'm gonna update it. I feel like a poodle of water. Yes, I am a poodle made out of water. Sleepyhead. I don't know if the new website actually looks that great. Wait. Let's just do this. I don't know my own commission website, by the way. So alright, this is a lot of buttons. This is a lot of buttons. Yeah, there's even more buttons down here. And more buttons here. I think it's neater compared to like my big site last time, but it's still kinda graphic design. How do you design things? I don't know. You know, coffee is a lot easier because coffee you have everything there. I'm not logged into coffee on my Firefox, but you know. Coffee is very easy because their commission is just listed. There you can't see. Web design learning course. I don't think so, Tacha. I don't think so. Hello, Eternal. You saw my website. It's so cute. Is it? I think it's neater compared to before, but it's also kinda eh. It's kinda eh. It's a lot of copy and pasting. And then I just drew this to show bust, half, tie, and full. So expensive. This is what I say about my own commission. So expensive. Why is it so expensive? If you keep updating it, eventually you get to a point where you like it a lot. I wonder. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to do things. This one is the most troublesome. Jesus Christ. You're gonna list out so many things. I don't even know if I'm gonna take any vegan commissions, but I just do it all anyways. To me though, I already like it. I'm happy you like it. Thank you for liking it. It's so clean. The previous one was so messy. It was so messy, the previous one. I don't know if I still have my previous one, or do I remember my previous one. Let's just copy this. Right, this... I think I changed the website link to Live 2D. Yeah, the previous one is... God. Look at all this. There's so many words too. Look at all the words. Whoa, wow. Ooh, you wanna commission that person? I don't know. Whoa. So I didn't like my previous website at all. The font too, you wanna inhale them? The font is just called Patrick Hand. Patrick Hand, that's the font. Hello Kitsune! Hello, welcome to the stream. Just chatting about random things. Or like my updated commission website that I don't really like. But it's a lot neater than my previous one. SpongeBob food. Because the font is hand and foot. Foot and hand. Thank you for recommendation. I still take it. I used to use another font called Chasing Hearts. I think I have it here. There, this one. These stupid important notes is in Chasing Hearts font because I forgot to change it. So I used to use this one. My portfolio is not really a portfolio. Wow, video unavailable. Whoa! It's just, look. We have Say, we have Ray, we have my potato child, and then gift models. and then Evodango, and then we have all my doll children, and then we have puppet children with 2 unknown because it's gift commissions and I don't know who they are, and then my models. When you look at it, it isn't that many. When you look at it, it isn't that many at all. What happened to the video, huh? What happened to the video? We also have the pre-made live 2D models, and this that I have not redo because I resketched them and I haven't relined them all and things like that. You're gonna see in the portfolio under gift models, you're gonna see one more soon. You're gonna see Tachan soon. Because I'm making Tachan a doll model. Do you mean it's a lot? Really? I don't know. I don't feel like it's a lot. I feel attacked? Why? Why? Bagel hair? Bagel hair? You mean this one? Maple calls this the bagel hair. 2 buns. One more soon. Yeah, one more soon of Tachan. Meatballs! Why? Why is it? It's meatballs! Why is it all food? Why is her hair always food? It was donuts at first, and then Maple says it's bagel, and now we have 2 persons saying it's meatballs. You tell us. I don't know. How would I know? Why do you guys always think about food? Give me I want to. You want meatballs? You want meatballs? She's probably inspired by food. I have not drawn anything that's like food except for Say for some reasons. Everything Say is just food according to you guys. Because we're hungry. Kinda want IKEA meatballs. Get them. Buy the frozen one. Cook it yourself. You know what, Tachan, we need a Pepero hair. What the? VIP hungry cause no fees. There's no fees. Pepero is like hockey. We need macaron hair. Macaron hair? You know what? Macaron hair sounds cute. Like hairdemic people. What kind of hair? That's not hair anymore, that's tentacles. Can you tell this is a high? You can't even see the hand. Tentacles! Of course Dusty have the tentacle emotes. I know it's a deviation, but Pero just reminded me of the word pepero. I mean, I will lick it back, but you know... Tachan. What do you mean, of course? I meant what I said. Of course you'd have the... Of course Dusty's would have the tentacles emotes. No, of course Eternal would have them too. You two are the ones that I'm not shocked to see tentacle emotes from. What should we do today? I still don't know what to do today. Lifetime sub, yo. Wow. Mine is high as well. Sub once, get emotes forever? What? Is that even a thing? Are you lying to me? It's under the old Twitch contract. These people never renewed them. Oh. Well, the new Twitch contract sucks, apparently. It's only a rare few. I see. I didn't even know that was a thing. Five channels, maybe? How do you know about them? Have you been following them for a long ass time? The birthday art but reversed? Alright. So you're gonna piggyback me instead. What should we do? What should we do? I only watched Jessie Cox, but I think someone mentioned it before. I think we can look this up. Alright. Good luck looking it up, cause I don't look things up. No, I just ask people around me. Nightbot, didn't you just say that, Nightbot? Nightbot, you're repeating yourself a lot today, Nightbot. Nightbot. Nightbot, why are you repeating yourself, Nightbot? I don't know how to tell you this. Oh no, is this a breakup? Is this a breakup? You're a bot. Oh dear. I think we just destroyed their whole entire existence. They're gonna be like, what? I'm just a bot. And adopted. It's apparently only 5 channels. You really searched it up, then yeah. Nightbot demand human rights. Give Nightbot their human rights back. You wanna look at Steam together with me? There you go. You can look at Steam together with me. I have so many games and I'm like, I don't know what to play. Look at all these games and I'm like, I don't know what to play. What haven't you touched? That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. I do have like, how many games do I have? I do have like 273 games, you know. Crazy. Anyhow, spend money. What's today's agenda? There's nothing on today's agenda. Brain empty, no thoughts. Why am I streaming? I don't know. Maybe because I just got that new redeem to work, and that's why I decided to stream. Terraria. You wanna play Terraria? Terraria is not updated yet. Brain empty sound, yeah, brain empty sound. Wait, that's not right. Terraria hasn't updated yet. And now I have graphic novel. Whoa! Look at my achievements, man. I still can't get this for some reason. Then there's this hot reels because I can never find that fishing rod. And then this is just... God damn, I still have to do 60 more quests for that stupid angler. But yeah. Don't even have 100% achievements of my favorite game. Definitely did not spend an insane amount of time on it or whatsoever. I need to play that one mod. Which one? Calamity? Thorium? Mod pack? Mod pack? Calamity. Yes. I think Calamities... Did Calamity get updated? I don't know. So many games that I look at. So many games that I feel like I have nothing to play. Why? Why? Teach me Calamity. Teach you. We can all suffer together. That's what we can do. We can all suffer together. Do you play in normal mode? Or expert mode? Or that the newest, most difficult mode? Expert? Nice. Expert is good. I don't know if I'll ever play Terraria with mods. But the mods are fun. Fuck master mode, yeah, fuck master mode. All it does is it gives you that extra statue thingy. I kinda already like Terraria as is. You know, when you play 600 hours of vanilla Terraria, sometimes mods spice it up a little, you know? Just saying, you know, when you have 600 hours in Terraria, sometimes a little mod can spice things up a little bit, you know? You know? Why you laugh, Tachan? It's true. It's true. Yeah, I recently bought this game. Don't worry, I think I know. Probably. Probably, huh? That's not very, that's not very reassuring. That was the word that I've been trying to say. It's cute. I played it for 27 minutes. I bought this game because of Udo, and I played it that one time for 2.5 hours, and I never touched it again. I played Slay the Spire for that one day for 4.5 hours, and then I stopped playing it. Why do I do all these weird things? I have 125 hours in Hema Loader. Say the Spire is difficult but fun if you get it. I played it for that one day and I got... I don't know. I just stopped touching it. I stopped touching games for a lot of reasons. Reasons unknown. Unknown reasons. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I played this for 26 hours. I did not finish this game. Do you want to do a dating sim because it's dumb and free? I don't like dating sims. I don't... You have 300 hours in Risk of Rain too? Nice. Nice. But what if it's completely dumb? I still don't like dating sims. In KFC related, isn't that the one that Wish played? The... What is his name again? Colonel Sanders. I do have, you know, like visual novels, like dating sims. I have what? I have Amnesia. Never touched it. I have Nameless. I played it for like a little bit, and then in the later parts I just keep skipping it because it's boring to me. Maybe you shouldn't ask someone who's aromantic to play dating sims, you know? Like, I also play Nekopara. Why? I don't know. I just didn't even finish the volume 1. Volume 2 is untouched. Why did I buy it? Do I have any other dating sims? No, I think the only thing that can be considered a dating sim is Amnesia, which I've never touched, and Nameless that I touched for a bit. Maybe finish Tales of Arise. Why date? Why play dating sims when you can date chat? You right. How about go on a date in VR chat? We voiced Nekopara, it was fun to make fun of. I watched that a little bit. Chat pay meal by sub? No. You eat your own meals because it's a stream, right? So you eat your own meals, you don't have to pay for anything, you just pay for yourself. Easy. I downloaded Apex Legends once because, you know, somebody said they would teach me how to play Apex Legends. Never did. We eat the pixels on screen. Somebody, quick, get Beanie's art. Beanie's food art. Who's that somebody? So nasty? Hey. I'll never say the name. You'll never know. Watch stream when eating and pretend eating with Syun. I just... Oh, remember this? I got all the achievements. I should probably play Apex for the first time. Maple seems to be looking for partners to play Apex. Maple, teach me Apex. I don't know how to play Apex. I don't even know how to play shooting games. I can't even shoot. No wait, I can shoot, I can't aim. I have golf with your friends that I've never played before. Me too? Me too? Why how? What do you mean why how? Oh, what do you mean why how? Oh my god, I have that golf game too. You know Eternal? We should really add each other on Steam. I don't know how to play Apex. Nice. Let's play together. We can suffer together. Let's play together someday. Let's play together. I also talk about playing Back 4 Blood with Maple, but I never did. I have Gary's mod. I have Doraemon Story of Seasons. What's Apex? Game of Suffering. Can you eat it? Maybe. Search Eternal on Steam. I'm the weird looking purple elf thing from Legacy Steam icons. You say as if I'll know what the hell that is. This is not it, right? Just add a friend, right? Eat her. No. This? Is that you? Alright. Done. Okay. What else do I have? Don't Starve. Don't Starve wasn't really my thing. Surprisingly. Body Simulator. I never really played this. You're privated? Why privated? Just be public. Do you not want to show off all the you know, adult visual novels you've been playing? I bought this because of Matthias. I bought this and I regret buying this. I bought this and it's not really my thing. I don't have adult visual games. I do have a lot of games. I honestly do have a lot of games. But why do I feel like I don't have any games to play? I wanted to buy some, but I got no balls to do so. Wow. Wow, just do it, man. Just do it. Like that one time I saw, you know, sometimes I check the activity feed. Sometimes I check the activity feed and I saw... I'm outing my friend, but I'm not gonna say the name. But I saw a friend who added this game called Orc Massager into their wishlist, you know? Yeah, but I have young kids that are friends with me and they can see what I'm probably playing NSFW games. Just make another Steam account then, easy, I don't know. Orc massage therapist. I don't know. I think it has something to do with an orc. It has something to do with a massage. I saw that they added that to their wishlist. That's what I saw. Rest of Loading. If you didn't play this game, you should. It's a fun game. It's a funny game. It's a fun game. I mean, orcs do have big hands to press harder. I guess you ain't wrong there, but it's an adult game. What else? What else? What else? I don't know what this is. It's funny, I should give it a look-see. No, it's not funny. It's an adult game. What do you mean it's funny? Rest of Loading. Oh, Rest of Loading. Yeah, Rest of Loading is funny. It's Stickman. It's a good game. It's a silly game. It's a good game. I like it. But I finished the game. And also the DLC. I bought this game because of PewDiePie last time. Mac Pixel. It seems you finished quite a bit of games already. Not that many. I never really finished this one, you know. Heroes of Hammer Watch. I played this because of Bok. And then, you see, we stopped playing last year, April. Hidden Fox. Yeah, Hidden Fox. Hero Sage. I think I played this because of Bok too. The guy manually voiced all the SFX. I remember him sending it to Corona. You know what? We can play this. It's a cute game. I don't know how long it's gonna take to download, but one-man effort game. Yeah. This game is a cute game. Game audio. Game audio. It's no longer the income. It is. Whoop, that's the wrong one. It's this one. There we go. Oh. Detective Grimoire. I don't remember what this game is about. How to play? Move goes. Possess, unpossess. Use spokes. Zoom. Look at me. Look at me. Do you not see this? Look at me. Oh, so now you see me. Dog. Oh, so scary. Ooh, so scary. So scary. The books are moving. Oh, the globe is spinning. Whoa. Spinning painting. The table is oh no, the poor little girl. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. It's the circus act. Where's the people at? No, that is more smooth. I'm hopping. Come on. Okay. That's so cute. Juggle! Juggle! Do the juggling. Do it. Ooh, snake. Scary. Look, he's spinning. Beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep. The lady's not scared at all. Oh, now she is. Y'all got to start running or else. Wow, atomic bomb. So scary. They're both. I don't know. It's a very cute game. I just never felt the motivation to finish this game, you know? You know? It's cute. It sure is. I love the adorableness. Just lol. Have you played this before? Half-minute hero. Friendbow. Amateur ghost. Is it time for the gas station sim? Here's the thing, right? There are games that I want to play, but if I want to play it, I can't stream it because they take up too much of my PC. Because as you guys know, I have a bad PC. Oh, the PC. Yes, the PC. The PC and the pain of having the PC. It's not a bad PC, it's just not good enough. You know? You have a more of a PC. It's a good PC. It's not bad. It's just not good enough. It even dies when I play like when I'm not using VTube Studio or anything. And Dusties have said that the 3D model uses memory instead of CPU, so I could use the 3D model instead. But here's the thing, right? As of right now, without doing anything, my memory is at 53%. I don't even think I can use a 3D model and play games. This is a pain, but it's okay. It still works, so it's okay. I don't know what to do. Should I just go back and play Didn't Come again? That's all I've been playing nowadays. GPU gets eaten by games, yeah. It also gets eaten by OBS. Why is it getting eaten by OBS? I don't know. More income it is then. Yeah, more income then. Just play more income. Everything's fine if you play more income. If wanna play Terraria Calamity / Vanilla, just say the word. Okay. Though invited but never play. Wow. How dare Dodo. The other day he invited me to play, and then in the end he didn't even decide on what we were gonna play. I also realized one thing. The reason why I couldn't drive a boat in Dinkum was because the controllers only allow you to spin. Like you can turn and all that, but it cannot move forward and backward with the vehicles. You can only drive with keyboard. Why Dinkum? Why? Okay, let's change the game audio back to Dinkum. Before I forget, because I separate all my audios. How come you can drive yours? I don't know. Is it because of my PS4 controller? Is this a PS4 controller thing? PS4 controller is a thing. What was I doing? What was I doing? Wrong buttons. Hello, John. Huh? I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was trying to build something. Is this fully grown? It sure is. Oh, I didn't change the game yet. Oopsies. Didn't come. Ah. You wanna know what? If you guys weren't around, the person who made my town look nice was Say. It wasn't even me. It's my world, but she made it look good. Hello. Bananas! Right. Okay, let's look for banana. Get out of my way. I missed the bird. Turkey. How many bananas do I need? How many more bananas do I need? 6 more. Okay. I could technically just buy the bananas from John, I believe. Since John sells bananas. I swear to God, the turkey sounds like human sometimes. Disgusting. I need one more banana, please. There you go. Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh. He's going the wrong places. Randomly stabs a turkey. Oh, you didn't coming. Didn't coming pretty good, I would say. Yeah, are you open? You're not open today. When are you open? Oh, you're closed on Friday. Okay. Franklin. Here's your bananas. Thanks. Do not waste my time. Right. I wanted this. Why do you turn away from me? Talk to me. Yes. Okay, bye. Wait, what is this? Ironwood bench. Oh. I've already learned that recipe. Okay. These are some thick sands. Alpha Croco! I'm not gonna fight an Alpha Crocodile myself. Didn't coming. Yeah, didn't coming. You're telling me after looking through thousands of your haven't touched game, you decided to choose Dinkum to play? Yeah! Relatable. Exactly. See, you understand, Tarzan. You have all these games, but what do you decide to play? The one game you always play. How about you, Tachan? What do you usually play? Tachan plays League. Oh my. For fun? Oh my. A League player. Oh, you guess, fuck. Exposed. Tachan has been exposed. Used to be League but closed out of the hole. Are you sure you're out of the hole? Are you sure you're not still stuck in there somewhere? I am now evolved to a Twitch sucker. A Twitch sucker? You sucking on Twitch? Twitch sucker? Question mark? What do I have in a hole on me? And a hole on me. English. I suck in Twitch, yes. Wow, Tachan. I didn't know you suck, bitch. What's my task? Do a job for someone. Find some buried treasure, okay? Eat my bush line. Tachan is now Twitch streamer. Watch out, I gonna suck on your head. Out of all things you wanna suck on the head? This... You're gonna... You know... The head is on the hair, which is the dirtiest part of a human body, as they say. Your hair is very dirty. You're gonna get diarrhea. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Well. Give me that. I just wanted my bush line. Anywhere else I get slapped. Not wrong. I'm sure people would slap you if you suddenly went up to them and suck on them. Yes. Why is my nose itchy? How do you swing that tree but not the tree in front of you? Timber. I play this tree, but it's not like I have anything I want to do in this game either. You know what I mean? Kinda like... I feel like I'm kind of lethargic in the sense that I want to do something but I don't want to do anything. That's my current mood. No energy. My vision's going white. Don't go into the light. You can't stop me. Oh yeah, you see this? It's a gacha machine. You can gacha in this game. You just need some money. And the gacha machine takes a whole day. Go back to the color. Okay, wood. I don't know why I keep like having the wood on me. It's like when you play too many survival games, you always want to keep wood on you, and I just keep all the wood on me like nobody's business. Pokak. This high wood. And I'm gonna bring the wheelbarrow. The kangaroo do be pooping around the town. You better not having the wood by born. What do you mean? Is the income? It sure is. Wanna clear out the dirt. Otherwise, I could say you having a morning. Wow, Ta-chan. I don't know why. I already know what you were gonna say, so it didn't surprise me at all. Why you humming, Mika? Felt in the text. Fine, Tachan, it's fine. It's fine, probably. It's fine, quotations. Is this what I get for all the Kia requests? You know, oh, my phone. You know what? If I...
Gia.
It didn't say Kia, it said Gia. When you dig out dirt, it has to go into the wheelbarrow? No, it's just easier to move things around if it's in the wheelbarrow. It's not like Minecraft and you store dirt. No, you don't store the dirt. It's either you put it in the wheelbarrow or it's gonna get stuck on your shovel forever. What the fuck? You wanted Kias! Okay, you wanted Kia. What if I put the Kia longer?
Kia.
Kia. You didn't expect that. Now the wheel can Kia for you. This is not the best thing.
Banana.
Banana. Wow. Amazing. I wanna clear out this land, maybe. How about a hat? A witch hat? Wow. Free witch hat. I should abuse this for a little bit. You can. I don't mind. It's only 300 points, right? I say that as if like I know how many points you have, but it's only 300 points, right? Me too, thank you. I wonder, in my mind this would work, but I don't know what happens in TS. Well, time to find out, I guess. Plant the tree some later time. My nose is itchy. My nose is very itchy. I don't know why.
The Rofocopter goes soy 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 soy.
Soy, 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 soy. I checked, I play Risk of Rain 2 most on Steam. I guess it wasn't leaked after all. Well, dang it. I got the pronunciation wrong. Well, well, well. You have failed in whatever you were trying to do. If leaked on Steam, maybe. Melon is visiting the island. I'm done with Lincoln. I don't know. I don't feel like doing anything. Let's go back to just chatting. Make helicopter sounds, that's what I was trying to do. Thank God it's not. Helicopter sound like
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I don't know if that's a helicopter sound.
I ate chicken and steak. It's pretty good. I shake my booty hee hee.
That sounds like good food. I don't know if a whale have a booty to shake, but that sounds like good food. You know, when words come to
Why
words,
you eat chicken and steak?
why you eat chicken and steak? Why not? Why not? You never know I like steak or booty. Wow, tachan. Marriage of the meats. Because pork duck halal. Let's say, what was I doing the last time? I don't think cows chicken. What? You don't think cows marry chicken?
In 1988,
Mr. Baldwin, shh. Pork is tak halal, cannot eat. Yeah, tak halal. You guys eat lah.
in 1990,
I'm sure if you wanna eat it, we'll eat it.
It's like eating banana with chocolate syrup. Yum yum, delicious taste like the goods you get from your local supermarket. Wan chocolate milk and banana.
Yum, delicious. That's like what in 1998? Oh, no. Everything's fine. Everything is fine, you know. Is that the part of 87? No, it's not. It's Mr. Bottom. That's what it is. Is that the bite of 87? Or was it 83? Or was it whichever? Do Syun bite in 98? Probably. I mean, I was born in 95, so I'm pretty sure I bite in 98. Have you finished Mandela? What's Mandela? What Mandela? What? Huh? Mandela? Let me know if you want to play Epoch. I have to download it first. And I can't download it on stream because Epoch is like 35 gigabytes or something. Hello, Dango! I saw your birthday stream for a little bit. Mandela catalog. Oh, I watched Markiplier play that. That's what I did. Happy birthday after birthday. Yes. Happy birthday after your birthday. Good morning to you. You're awake early. There's a YouTube channel. Oh. It is 7:40 almost. You are awake early. We do the we do tachan. I don't know what I'm doing. Where's tachan? Where's the reference picture there? I can't repay this, but there's nothing for you to repay. Oh yeah, I was also gonna draw Maple reactive image. Let's open that up as well. I'm sleepy. How am I sleepy? Oh god, 5 p.m. How am I sleepy? How is this happening? Pachab. Punishment should have paid. Stretch. Snap those ankles. Oh, are you telling me to break my leg? Break my feet? Is that what it is? Cause myself pain? I stretched and I yawned. I'll be a little preoccupied. My dog is taking my face, but I'm here still. It's just she has to be here for like 20 minutes every morning. And I get back. Okay,
In 1998, a young boy saw something terrifying out of a window in his house in the middle of the night, but after telling his mom about it, she looked around, didn't see anything, and so told him, you know what, you probably just imagined it. However, years later, that boy and his mother would learn he had not just imagined it. It was very real. But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once or twice every week. So if that's of interest to you, please spend a nice long day at the beach, and then afterwards make a special trip to the Like Button's house so you can shake out your towels directly into one of their open windows. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into
sounds like
today's
movie
stories.
recap.
Cranbrook, which is a small, snowy town in British Columbia, Canada, used to be a place no one had heard of. Then Isaiah Otieno changed that. In 2006, an 18-year-old smiling young man named Isaiah Otieno stepped off of a plane in Cranbrook and began making his way toward the baggage claim. As he walked, everyone in the airport stopped and stared up at him. Isaiah was 6'9" tall, and he was from Kenya, making him easily one of the most
really
unique people
don't
in
put
all
something
of
to
Cranbrook.
bark at.
Isaiah, who was the son of a Kenyan
Just because
politician,
they have to
had
bark at
worked
something.
really hard to earn his slot at the local university called the College of the Rockies. His plan was
College
to
of
use
the
that
Rockies.
degree to get a great job so he could help support his family back in Nairobi. Not long after the first semester of Isaiah's freshman year had started, he was not only flourishing academically, but also socially. His big smile and his charm and his incredibly good manners had earned him many friends, as well as the nickname the Gentle Giant. But the person Isaiah most closely bonded with while he was in Cranbrook was another student named Isaac Hockley. Isaac, in addition to being a student at the College of the Rockies, was also a passionate photographer and actually worked part-time for the local newspaper.
Enlighten me a bit.
freelance
Someone
photographer.
commissioned me
Isaac and
doing
Isaiah had
emotes.
briefly
Any tip?
met in late
Accept the
2006
commissions.
at their campus's
Get the
billiard
money.
halls when they were both playing pool,
And draw them
but
the
that
emote.
interaction had not made them friends.
That's the tip.
What had cemented their friendship and made them very, very close
Is
was
that good tip?
one night
I think
in
that's
early
pretty good tip.
2007, Isaiah had gotten a job as a bouncer
What is
at a
about the
local
video?
bar because
Real
he's
stories.
6'9", and so he was the bouncer.
And
And
listen to
Isaac
real
had come to
stories
that
while we
bar
draw.
not to see Isaiah, just to go to the bar. And so Isaiah's at the front, he's checking people in, and then he hears this commotion
yeah,
in the
gotcha.
bar behind him, and he turns and he
They
sees
commission you,
Isaac is
so
getting
accept the
attacked by
commission.
this huge guy that's
Earn
way
that
stronger
money.
than him.
Wait,
who
how much
looked like
did they
he was the
commission you for,
aggressor
though?
in the fight.
If it's
And so
too
without
low,
any hesitation, Isaiah
decline.
turns and just starts galloping into the bar.
Tell them
He's
I
the
work for
leaping
more
over
money.
chairs, he's leaping over tables, and he jumps into the fray, and he fought off Isaac's attacker. And so after the dust settled, Isaac was so thankful for Isaiah, even though Isaiah kind of downplayed it and acted like it was no big deal. But either way, the experience totally bonded these two very different people, and after that, they became totally inseparable. Over the next couple of semesters, the pair would often go off on long rides outside of Cranbrook into the mountains and the forests, and they would just chat. Isaiah would talk about what it was like to live in Kenya and how he was really here to try to be successful like his father.
Haven't
and
decided
Isaac
price
would talk
yet.
to
I did
Isaiah
offer
about
for
his
free, but
passion
they
for
wanted to pay.
photography
Why
and
you
what
offer
it was
for
like growing up
free?
in Canada around Cranbrook. On
I
one
say that,
very
I mean, I
memorable
get you, but
drive, the
no
pair were
offer for
driving
free.
at night along this kind of winding road that went through a forest when all of a sudden a
Get the
moose
money,
leapt
the
onto the
money.
road and blocked their way. And so Isaac at the last second had to swerve to avoid the moose. But ultimately, they did not get into an accident. And it was just a close call. So
Dusty's
Isaac was
commission
totally
when-
fine. He had kind of recovered within seconds of getting past the moose. But Isaiah, who was in the passenger seat, was totally shaken up by it. And when Isaac started talking to Isaiah about why he was so shaken
Exactly
up,
what you're
because
doing? What do you
after all,
mean?
they are
I
fine.
don't know
They
what
did
you're
not
talking
get
about.
into an accident.
I've already done
Isaiah
the
would
face
admit
cover.
that
Okay.
he wasn't shaken up because they almost got into an accident. He was shaken up because he saw a moose. He didn't know moose existed. And so seeing this enormous creature suddenly in the middle of the road right in front of them just had totally
You have
spooked
that
him.
40K
And so
redeem.
after
Why?
this, Isaac loved to bring this
Because
story
people
up
watch
as a
me
way of
until they
kind of
have
making
40K
fun of
points. What the
Isaiah
hell?
for his fear of moose.
That's why.
But it was totally in a loving way, and Isaiah would always laugh right along with him. But despite how well everything was going in both Isaiah and Isaac's lives to that point, everything would come crashing down in 2008. On May 13th, 2008, so 2 years after Isaiah showed up in Canada, Isaac got a phone call from his employer, the local newspaper, who told him he needed to head into town to take some pictures of a crash that had just happened. A helicopter had been flying over Cranbrook conducting a power line survey when they had lost power and crashed. And all three people, the pilot and the two people in back who were actually doing the survey, they all
No?
died
What do you
on
mean,
impact.
no?
Isaac, like everybody else who heard about this, was totally shocked. One, because it was totally tragic and horrible, but two, because nothing ever happened in Cranbrook. So to have something so big like this happen right downtown was just unheard of. And so Isaac hopped in his car and he began making his way towards the crash site. And it didn't take long before he saw this massive ring of people right at the intersection between 10th and 14th Street. They were all on the sidewalk and up on buildings, and everyone's just looking in towards this massive mound of jagged metal that was on fire, and all this black smoke was coming off of it.
So
and
wait,
there's
it's not
ambulances
why, it's more
nearby,
like
and
where.
police and the fire department was
Wait,
there.
where?
They're trying to put out the flames,
Why?
but they can't do it. And so Isaac parks his car and
Why,
he rushes
Luigi?
over to this ring of people, and he works his way towards the front. He pulls out his camera and he began taking pictures, first of the wreckage and the fire, and then also of the police as they put tarps over the bodies. Little did Isaac know, these pictures he was taking were about to take on a whole new
Wow,
significance for him.
Luigi.
Earlier that day, just before 1 p.m., Isaiah wrapped up his final class of the day, and after he was done, he remembered he had some letters in his backpack that he had been meaning to mail to his family back in Kenya. And so he decided on his way home,
in
he would make a
Kenya.
detour to the post office
It's like a
and he
hey,
would mail those letters. And
way,
so he
hey,
left the building
hey,
where
way.
this final class was, and he stepped out into the bright sunshine of that May day. He put his headphones on, and then he began to walk. At about 1:05 p.m., he arrived at the post office, and he went inside just long enough to put his letters in the mail slot,
Yeah.
and then he headed back outside. 1 minute later, at 1:06 p.m., as he was crossing 10th Street, the helicopter above lost power and crashed directly on top of Isaiah.
Wow.
Within seconds, he and the three people on board the helicopter would all be dead. It's believed
Wow.
because Isaiah was listening to music on his headphones, he didn't even hear the helicopter as it was crashing down. He was just walking, and then he was dead. It was a total freak accident. It wasn't until later that day that Isaac would realize the pictures he had taken of this scene included pictures of his friend.
Oh boy.
Before we get into our next story, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Back when I was 18 years old, I discovered my favorite food. I would dump an entire sleeve of Oreo cookies into a bowl and slap a quarter gallon of milk on top of them. Back then, this nutrient-dense power breakfast gave me enough energy to get through another grueling day of playing video games while remaining unemployed in my mother's basement. But today, being a mid-30s guy, my body just doesn't respond the way it used to Oreo
No, there are some
sleeve
people
cereal.
who blast
in
so
recent
loud
years,
they
I've had to
can't
work
hear
really
shit,
hard
and
to
everybody else around them
reduce
can
my
hear what
Oreo
they are
sleeve
hearing.
cereal intake to where it only makes up a paltry 75% of my total diet. And what I do with that massive 25% of my diet is I fill it with tasty and healthy foods like you can get through HelloFresh. HelloFresh sends you amazing food right to your doorstep. However, the catch is the meals aren't made yet. You need to make the meals. But the recipes are so easy to follow, and they perfectly pre-portion everything out when you get it. So it really is super easy. HelloFresh also has a huge menu, including
delicious Oreo cereal.
pescatarian, fit and wholesome. So whatever your goals are, HelloFresh makes it easy to stick to them. They also have a really good spring menu that just came out that's getting rave reviews. So if you want to be like me and stop sucking down so much Oreo sleeve cereal, then you gotta sign up for HelloFresh today. To do that, go to HelloFresh.com and use code MrBallin16 to get up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. Okay, back to the stories.
That's a good
On a warm summer night in 1998, a 7-year-old boy named Tyler Florian fell asleep watching TV on his living room couch. Tyler lived with his parents as well as his older brother, Will, who was 10 years old, in a modest 2-story home in a rural neighborhood in West Virginia. That night, Tyler's father, who normally tucked the boys in at night, was out for work. And so after Tyler fell asleep, it was his mother who gently woke him up and encouraged him to head upstairs to his room. And so Tyler, he gets off the couch and he's groggy and he makes his way over to the stairs. He climbs up the stairs and he turns right and heads down the hallway to his room. He goes into his bedroom, he climbs into his bed, and then he falls asleep. In order to understand what happens next, you need to have a good understanding of the layout of the second floor hallway. That hallway stretched from the front of the house all the way to the back of the house. And at either end of this hallway were doors that led outside of the house, and these doors had big windows on them. The front of the house, that door, if you walked out it, you'd be walking out onto a balcony that overlooked the front yard of the property. But if you walked out the back door of this second floor hallway, you would not be walking onto a balcony. You would not even be on the second floor. You'd be basically stepping into the backyard of the house. And the reason for this is because the house was built into a hill. And so the back half of the house is literally underground in the hill. And so there is no door on the lower half of the house because there's just earth behind the door. And so it's that second floor doorway at the end of the hall that serves as kind of like
this is giving me people stuck into a whole vibe.
So with that in mind, Tyler, he gets upstairs, he goes to his bedroom, which is towards the front half of this hallway, and he falls asleep. And then only about an hour after falling asleep, he wakes up to the sound of someone using the bathroom. Tyler's bedroom was positioned right across the hall from the bathroom, and his door was open, and so Tyler's laying on his bed, he opens his eyes, and he's looking through his open door at the bathroom, and the bathroom, the door is shut, but he can see there's light coming out from underneath the bottom of the door, so he knows someone's in there, and so Tyler's just laying there watching whoever is in there. He's assuming it's his brother, who has a habit of going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and so he's just kind of watching, and then at some point he hears the flick of the light as it's turned off, and he sees the light disappear from inside of the bathroom. The door swings open, and sure enough, it's his brother who steps back into the hallway. His brother looks into Tyler's room, but doesn't attempt to interact with Tyler. Instead, Will just turns and walks back down the hallway towards his bedroom. And so as Tyler is listening to the sound of his brother's footsteps fade down the hallway, he closes his eyes again and prepares to go back to sleep. But as he's laying there with his eyes closed, he can tell that his brother has stopped short of his bedroom and has turned around and is now walking back up the hallway towards the bathroom and towards Tyler's room. And so Tyler opens his eyes again because he knows his brother is about to be right in front of his bedroom, and he's thinking, okay, maybe he forgot something in the bathroom. And so Tyler decides to just watch to see what his brother does. And so sure enough, Will walks all the way up until he's standing right in front of Tyler's open door. But instead of going into the bathroom, Will walks into Tyler's room. And right away, Tyler sits up and says, hey, what are you doing?
Hello,
What's going on?
Cherry.
And his brother, he pauses for a
Wifey,
second.
why are you
and he
awake at this
begins to
timing,
say
wifey?
something that sounds like he saw
Is there
something
something you
out
want
there,
to tell
but,
me, huh,
he's
wifey?
hesitant. He doesn't really know how he wants to frame the thing he wants to say. And so Tyler's like, come on, what are you doing? It's the middle of the night. What's going on? And finally, Will just blurts out, I keep seeing a man wearing stripes at the end of the hallway. And so Tyler, he hears this and he can't compute what he's being told.
Because I'm free from
so
school
for
the next 6 days?
What are you talking about, Will? What did you see in the hallway? And Will would say again, I keep seeing
if you're free, then
a man wearing stripes
I have nothing
at the
to
end
say.
of the hallway. I've seen him a couple times in the last couple of days. I go to the bathroom, and then when I start walking back, I see him outside the back door in our backyard. And so Tyler is so scared because his brother does not sound like he's making a joke. His brother sounds like he's telling the truth, and just the fact that his brother can't quite find the words to describe what he saw made it seem even more real. And so Tyler, he gets out of bed and he says, Will, we gotta go tell Mom. But that required going into the hallway and going down the hall towards where apparently this man in stripes was to get to their mother's bedroom. And so Will, who initially was not that scared of this man in stripes he had seen, was now starting to get pretty panicked in seeing Tyler's reaction to this. And so Will tells Tyler, stay right there, stay in the room. And so Will, he kind of peeks back in the hall and he looks all the way down, and there is no man in stripes anymore. There's no one in the hall.
8 p.m.
And so he tells Tyler, the coast is clear, and the two of them run down the hallway
Sherry.
all the way right in front of that door that leads into the back of the property where the man in stripes was, and they turn left and they go into their parents' bedroom where just their mother was because their father was out of town. And so they charge in there, they wake their mom up, and they're talking over each other, trying to communicate to their mom that there was a ghost, that there was an intruder, that there was something bad happening around their house. And so finally their mom just tells them to be quiet, and she says, okay, boys, sit on the bed. I'm gonna go have a look around the house. And so the two boys do as they're told. They sit on the bed, and their mom leaves the bedroom. She goes into the hallway, and she looks immediately to her left where the man in stripes supposedly was, and she doesn't see anything. She just looks out into their backyard. There's nothing there. She looks down the other direction, out the front of the house, doesn't see anything. She walks all around the house. She goes outside. She looks everywhere, but she doesn't see anyone or anything. And so eventually she comes back inside the house. She goes up to the second floor. She goes back to her bedroom, and she tells her boys, look, you probably just spooked yourselves. There is no man in stripes. You're totally safe. You're totally fine. Just go back to bed. You probably just imagined whatever you saw. And so Will, who was the one who saw the man in stripes, was very quick to accept his mother's answer. It actually seemed like it was a relief to have somebody tell him that what you had seen wasn't real. And so he very happily went back to his bed and he fell asleep. But Tyler, who had not seen the man in stripes, but had a very intense reaction to hearing his brother describe it, could not accept his mother's answer. It just totally freaked him out because his brother was always joking around about stuff, but this did not feel like a joke. This felt very, very real. But over the course of the next couple of days, weeks, months, years, Will never claimed to see the man in stripes again, and so pretty quickly, Tyler forgot about it. Fast forward 11 years to 2009, so Tyler is now 18 years old, and he and his mom were out in the car running some errands. And as they're driving around, they were just chatting about all sorts of different things. And at some point, they began talking about one of their beloved family pets, a dog named Max that they had when Tyler was really young. And so as they're kind of swapping stories about all the goofy things that this dog did, Tyler's mom suddenly says, hey, Tyler, do you remember the time that I opened the front door to let the cops into the house and Max came bounding into the house and he went right into the kitchen and he ripped open all the food? And Tyler's looking at his mom like, wait, when did the cops come to our house? When did you open the door to let the cops come into our house? And as soon as Tyler said this to his mom looked at him as if she had just given away something she hadn't meant to. And then she kind of relaxed and said, you know what? I never got around to telling you. Now that I'm thinking about it, you and your brother were asleep. You didn't even know this happened. And then afterward, me and your father decided not to tell you guys because we didn't want to scare you. back when you were about 7 years old and Will was about 10 years old, your dad was away at work and we were all asleep one night when suddenly I wake up
I
to the
need to open
sound
my
of
closet, but
someone
it's
or
super loud and
something
it's 12
moving around
a.m.
outside of our house.
Why
And so I
do you
sit up
need
in
to open
bed
your
and I go
closet?
into the hallway.
Are you
and I
able to
look
not
left
open your
and I
closet?
look out that door into our backyard and I see standing up against the glass this man with his hands pressed to the window looking into the house. And so Tyler's mom would tell him how she totally freaked out and she flipped on the lights and it scared this guy who ran off. And then she called the police and then the police showed up and that's when their dog Max came bounding inside and shredded the bag of food. And the police, they searched the property, but apparently they never found this guy. Tyler's mom would go on to tell him that the police warned her that her description of this man that was standing at their back door matched the description of a man who was wanted for murder who was on the loose in the area. Tyler was dumbfounded. He didn't remember this because obviously he had been asleep because this is something he would have remembered. And so he had so many questions about this whole situation. But the first question he asked his mom was, well, what did he look like? And his mom said, well, you know, he was tall, he had dark hair.
You don't get to change your clothes now, Cherry.
And oh, you know what? He had a striped
loud.
shirt on. It would turn out for a couple of days in the summer of 1998, this suspected murderer who was on the run from police had apparently been hiding out on Tyler's family's property.
Oh boy.
And in the middle of the night, for whatever reason, this suspected murderer would walk over to the back door of the second floor hallway and he would put his face up to the glass and he would stare into their home. This was the man in stripes that Will claimed to have seen. He was real. Tyler, after making this connection, would follow up with his family members and he would do some digging of his own, but he was never able to figure out who the man in stripes was or what happened to him.
The real
In 2012, a 22-year-old woman named Simone was living in a small winemaking village called Rüdesheim am Rhein, which is located in southwestern Germany. This village is strikingly beautiful. It's full of quaint
is everyone
European
doing
homes,
this chill-tastic
and there's
day?
lots of
I don't know
rolling
what to do,
green
so I'm
hills
doing
with
random shit.
vineyards as far as the eye can
I'm
see.
doing okay, pretty cold
And
right
the
now. It's
village
about
sits
12
right on the banks of
Celsius.
the Rhine
Wow.
River. Simone had
That's
grown
cold.
up in this picturesque
How loud
village
is this
and she had
closet?
loved it.
My
But
brain's
this was gonna be
melting,
her
but it's
last
fun.
summer
Why is
before
your
she
brain
left
melting,
and headed
Tachan?
off to New York City to
Really
start
loud,
the
so
next
loud that
chapter of
opening
her
the
life.
closet at
And
night
while she
is
was excited about that, she was also kind of sad because this
I guess you
village
don't
and
get
everybody
to
inside
you
of
don't
it
get to
were the
change your
only
clothes
things
then.
she had ever known.
I fry
So
eggs at
the
night.
idea of leaving them
Frying
behind
eggs
just
isn't
seemed very
loud.
strange to her. But instead
don't
of
think.
focusing on the kind of growing anxiety around her imminent departure from Germany, she focused on what she would be doing that summer while she was still in Germany. Some of Simone's fondest memories of her childhood were of her time spent at summer camp. And this summer camp was located in this forest that was not far from her village. And every summer in July, Simone, along with about 200 other kids from her village and from neighboring villages,
It's butter,
would
yes, if
converge
oil
on the
boom.
campgrounds in the forest
Exploding,
for 2 weeks of
exploding
playing
frying
games and
eggs.
going on scavenger hunts and putting on stage plays and just generally having a really good time. But when Simone became a teenager and was too old to be a camp attendee, she decided she would volunteer and be a camp counselor. And she found it was awesome. She immediately connected with the other camp counselors. And she felt all grown up, having a real job, and she loved goofing around with all the kids. And so every summer since that first time volunteering, Simone had gone back and volunteered again. And this summer was no different. So, in mid-July of that year, Simone packed up her things and she headed off to the forest. The way this camp worked was the 200 plus kids that were attending the camp, they would get dropped off in the mornings each day by their parents, and they'd play and run around all day. And then in the late afternoon, their parents would come back and pick them up. So none of the kids were sleeping over at the camp during these 2 weeks. However, the 30 plus counselors, they would just stay at the camp for the full 2 weeks. They would just sleep in tents out in the forest. Technically, the reason they did this was to make sure they had enough time in the morning to prep the campgrounds for the kids, and then also in the evenings to have enough time to clean up and kind of have it ready for the next day. But in reality, Simone and the other counselors all knew that the camping out in the forest was the best part of the volunteer experience. After all the kids went home
really
for the
understand
night,
about
all of the
camping.
counselors would finish up all of their duties and then rush off into the forest where their tents were and where there was a fire pit, and they would have some beers and wine because the legal drinking age in Germany is actually 16. So all these counselors are having a couple of drinks, and then before long they'd be laughing and telling stories and just generally having a great time. So that July in 2012, Simone and the other counselors arrived at the campgrounds a day early, and they caught up with each other and they prepared the campground. And then the next morning, all the kids showed up and everything went off without a hitch. And then that afternoon, after all the kids had been picked up by their parents, Simone and the other counselors rushed to finish up all their duties and then headed off into the woods to enjoy their first
No, I just want to see how much I can take. No, I think that just means you're a
everybody was
masochist.
in good spirits and
People use
laughing and
butter
telling
to fry eggs.
stories.
Why not?
But pretty quickly,
You don't?
people started to fade and get
I use
tired
oil or
because,
just non-stick
it was their
pan.
first day back at camp, and it had been a long, tiring day.
People
And so
use
people very
butter. Does
gradually
it taste
began
good?
retiring
I
to
mean,
their
butter
tents
tastes
to go
good,
to
right?
bed. And eventually,
And
Simone
eggs
too
taste
had
good,
crawled
right?
into her
So it
tent
tastes good.
and gotten onto her cot to try
Right.
to sleep
I
herself.
thought you just
But
fry
she
your egg under
found
the
that
sun.
night it was
Wow,
so
Ta-chan.
hot she couldn't be in her tent. It was stifling inside of there.
I
And so she
touched the oil
decides she's just going to
splatter.
sleep out in the open where it's a little bit cooler. And so she picks up
That
her
too?
cot, and
Wow.
she brings it out into the open,
Now
and
we
she
all know.
sees there are several other counselors who have done the same thing. And so she puts her cot
Now we
down
all
next to
know.
one of her good friends who's already asleep in her cot. And then Simone climbs into her cot, she gets under her covers, and she tries to fall asleep. But for the next hour, Simone just tosses and turns, she can't get comfortable, and by that time, everybody else has completely passed out. So it's just her, she's counting down the time until she has to get up again to start the next day, and so she's getting stressed about that. But eventually, she would fall asleep.
This.
However, she would immediately
It's
be
PSP.
thrust into one of the most visceral and intense nightmares she had ever had in her
That-
entire life. In her dream, she opens her eyes and she looks out in front of her, and it's this desert city, and there are hundreds of people all in front of her, just standing there looking up at her. And then she notices on her left and on her right are these two
sorry.
men, these big, huge men that are both working on
sorry.
something behind her. She doesn't really know what it is, but they're obviously busy doing something. And she kind of glances up at one of them, and she notices he's holding something that looks like a wreath, like a holiday wreath you would hang on your door. And so Simone looks away from the guy with the wreath and just looks back out at this huge sea of people, which is totally bizarre because no one's moving, no one's making any sound, they're just staring at her. And then she feels this shooting pain in the top of her head. The man who was standing on her right was not holding a holiday wreath. He was holding a crown of thorns, and now he, along with the guy on the other side of her, were working together to press this crown of thorns into her head. And so Simone is feeling the thorns being pressed deeper and deeper into her scalp, and she tries to fight them off, but she realizes she can't move. She can't even turn her head to look at them. She can only see them out of her periphery vision. And then she tries to scream out for help to someone in the crowd to come help her, but when she opens her mouth, no sound comes out. And so as she's sitting there, all she can do is stare straight out ahead of her as the pressure of these thorns are driven deeper and deeper into her skin. And then at some point, blood begins dripping down in front of her eyes. And around that point, the pain became so blinding, so awful, that it woke her up. And as soon as she woke up, she shot up and she reached for her head to make sure there was no crown of thorns on her. And as she's doing that, she's thinking, okay, phew, it was just a dream. That was just a horrible dream. I'm in this forest. I'm good. I'm safe. And as she's kind of patting on her head, she's realizing her head is wet. And as she's touching her head, she's realizing it hurts. There's a stinging pain in her head. And then she realizes it's not just a stinging pain, it's a throbbing, intense pain all over her head. And so as she's kind of having this realization that her dream is now kind of segued into her real life, she looks out ahead of her and she sees off in the distance in the tree line, something is running through the woods. She can't tell who or what it is, but she makes a mental note that there is someone running away from them. But this pain in her head has gotten so intense that she can't focus on anything else. She can
Betty
only
is
focus
not
on
is
the
auto
pain.
modded.
And as she's
Wow,
thinking
here
about
you
how
go.
much her head hurts, she screams in pain.
Eggs do
And the
fry
girl
at
who
12
was laying
degrees
next
Celsius
to her
as
that
you
had
all
been
do.
asleep, she wakes up to the sound of the
Crown of
scream,
thorns
but it's
like a
totally pitch
starfish?
black. She has no
No.
idea what's going on with
Like the
Simone.
Jesus
And
crown
so
of
this girl, she sits up
thorns.
and she's trying to get Simone to tell her what's going
It's
on,
just a
but Simone
starfish.
has no idea. She's totally frantic. She can't really make sense of what's happening. And so this friend, she reaches
I
down and
can
she
no
picks up
longer
a
say
flashlight, she turns it
pedicure.
on, and she aims the light at Simone, illuminating her head. And when this friend sees Simone's head, she starts to scream. Seconds later, the rest of the counselors that had been sleeping out were awake, and they were rushing Simone, who was now shaking and vomiting, over to one of the staff vans.
Wow.
And then 15 minutes later, they had driven her to the emergency room. It would turn out, after Simone had finally fallen asleep and she began having that really intense dream about a crown of thorns being dug into her scalp, well, in reality, something was digging into her scalp, and it was kind of manifesting itself in her dream. And what was digging into her scalp was the jaws of a fox. This fox had snuck into the campsite and walked right up behind Simone and just started eating her head. And amazingly, it did not wake Simone up right away. And so this fox got 20 or so serious bites out of Simone's head before she shot up and scared it away. And so almost certainly what Simone saw running away from her in that quick moment was the fox. Doctors were able to save Simone and stitch her head back together, and they were even able to hide all of the scars in her hairline so you can't even see them. But despite her being physically okay today, psychologically, this was a very traumatizing event. Not only does she refuse now to go into any forest, whether it's day or night, but she also periodically still gets phantom pains in her scalp that feels like the fox is biting her head all over again.
Ow.
So that's going to do it, guys. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please spend a nice long day at the beach.
Imagine going to camping and then
you get a special trip to Like Button's house so you can shake your towel off directly into one of their open windows. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly 1 or 2 video uploads. We now have a podcast just called Mr. Ballin Podcast, where we upload never before heard stories on Monday morning. Again, it's just called Mr. Ballin Podcast, and it's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google, anywhere you find podcasts, you can find it. We have 2 additional YouTube channels. One is called Mr. Ballin Shorts, where we post
Isn't that normal? 40K, wait, 40K dollars for an emote is normal? I like laying around chilling and suddenly hear touch up. Yeah, because a fox was biting this woman's head. I'm not biting anyone yet.
We have some really cool merchandise. If you want to have a look, go to shopmrballin.com. If you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our subreddit just called Mr. Ballin. It's linked in the description below. So whether I see you on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, other YouTube channels, the podcast, wherever, just know that I really appreciate your support. And until next time, that's going to do it. See ya.
I mean, being bitten by an animal while camping.
In 2014, a group of young men discovered an abandoned-looking warehouse surrounded by barbed wire in the middle of a Nigerian forest. Today's story is about the absolute horror they found inside of that building. Today's episode is going to be extremely upsetting, extremely graphic, as such,
but to ring it for a bite.
But before we get into today's story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place.
I pay you. You pay to get bitten. What?
Every week. So, if that's of interest to you, please offer the like button a free session of acupuncture. But as soon as they're lying down, go ahead and administer a full body allergy test. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's story.
The small one is for friends. Pay so I can bite you, wow. I'm sure some people would pay to be bitten by some people. Oh god.
Okadas, and
Cherry.
in Ibadan, which is one of Nigeria's biggest cities,
not the
home to 3.5 million people, there are a lot of Okadas. However, despite their massive numbers, these Ibadan Okadas are actually a fairly tight-knit community made up primarily of young men. And so in early 2014, when 2 of these Okadas went missing, the community immediately found out about it and was really concerned. And when the police did not appear to be doing much to actually go out and find these 2 guys, the community of Okadas decided to launch a search of their own. Basically, as they went about their day, driving around the city, dropping fares off, all of these Okadas would be going down side streets and looking in back alleys and checking all over the city for their missing members. but despite their best efforts, they never could find them. Then, on March 22nd of that year, a third Ibadan Okada vanished. He was a young man named Lanre Sadiku, and unlike the other two riders who went missing while they were at home, Lanre went missing
How do you
while
know
he was
that?
working.
How do you know
Lanre
that,
was
Dusty?
part of a group of Okadas
Did
within
somebody
the city
offer you
who
money
all kind
to
of
bite
met
them?
up on the same city street, and that's where they stayed throughout the course of their day, trying to wave down fares as they came up. And so everyone in that meetup point all knew each other, and so they all knew Lanre. And on the day he went missing, they recalled seeing him driving away from this meetup point with two passengers on the back of his bike. Now, typically, the rides these Okadas would offer to their passengers were very short. They're only driving them just around the city. And so it was very quickly noticed that Lanre had left and after several hours had still not come back yet. When it was noticed by the other Okadas, they began talking about it and someone said, give him a call, make sure he's okay. And so they called his cell phone and Lanre did not pick up, which was highly unusual, not just for Lanre, but amongst the other Okadas. They always have their phones on because they're looking for new customers and customers could be calling them. And so their cell phone is a vital part of their work. And so his phone is off. They don't really know what to make of that. And then out of nowhere, Lanre actually calls this group of riders. However, he was calling them on his second cell phone. Lanre would keep a work phone and a personal phone. So he was calling them on his personal phone. And so when this other Okada answered the phone and heard Lanre's voice, he put the phone on speaker so the others who were concerned could hear what was going on. And what they heard was Lanre, totally hysterical, screaming into the phone that he needed help. He said that he and 8 other people he was with, who he didn't even know, had been kidnapped, and their kidnappers had brought them to this underground prison cell. They couldn't see anything, but they could hear people walking above them. Lanre also explained that when they had been kidnapped, the captors had taken all of their belongings, but they hadn't recognized that Lanre had this secondary cell phone, which is why he was calling from it. And so in between Lanre's frantic descriptions of what was going on and what had happened to him, these Okadas that received this call, they can hear in the background these other 8 people that are with Lanre in this underground cell screaming out as loud as they can, probably to get the attention of someone, anyone who was above ground who might be able to come down and save them. And so these Okada riders who are getting this call from Lanre, they're horrified and they're trying to calm Lanre down so he can explain where he is so they can go find him. And finally, Lanre, he does compose himself and he gives them really specific directions to this footpath that led into the Soka forest where he said he had been taken. The Soka forest was a very dense stretch of wilderness right on the outskirts of Ibadan. Lanre would tell them that he had no idea where specifically in the Soka forest he was. However, he said, if you just keep walking on that path, eventually you'll hear us calling out from underground and you can come and save us. And so as the riders turned on their bikes and they got ready to head out and go rescue their friend, they told Lanre to stay on the line. Let us keep talking to you until we find you. But as they're telling him that, his phone abruptly cuts out. And then when they tried calling him back, his phone was off. About 40 Okadas from Lanre's meetup spot took off together and sped down city streets until they hit this major highway that would take them out of the city. And then once they were out of the city, they went down this other road that brought them right towards the Soka forest. And then as this road put them right up against the tree line on the left side of the Soka forest, they all began looking for the 2 burned out cars that Lanre had said marked the beginning of this footpath they were looking for. And so sure enough, they find these burned out cars, they park all their bikes off on the shoulder of the road, and they quickly realize that this really is a footpath only. There's no way they can get their motorcycles onto the path, not only because the burned out cars are blocking their way, but because the path itself is so overgrown with vegetation. I mean, they can barely see the path, let alone drive something through it. And so the men leave their bikes at the side of the road, and then unarmed, they walk past the burned out cars onto this path, and then because it was so narrow, they had to walk more or less in a single file line into the Soka forest. And so as these men are basically marching into the woods, they're not making any sound because again, they're trying to listen for the sound of their friend and the other people that have been taken captive somewhere underground. And so they're silently marching through this forest when all of a sudden the guy at the front of the line thinks he hears something way up ahead. And so he holds his hand up to stop the line, and they all stop and they're trying to listen. And then all of a sudden, about 50 feet ahead of them through the trees, this man they didn't recognize suddenly jumped out from behind a tree. He yelled something at them, and then he raised his gun and began firing in their direction. The 40 Okadas immediately turn around and just sprint back down the path, right back out to the road. They hop on their bikes and they peel back out towards the city. When they finally get back to the meetup spot they had all originated from, they realize they can't just leave Lanre and the other people he was with out to dry. They have to go back and rescue them. They considered calling the police, but given the lackluster response to the other two missing Okadas, they realized they probably would have a higher chance of saving their friend and the others if they just went themselves. And so the 40 Okadas rounded up another 60 from other neighboring meetup spots, and this huge posse of over 100 men all hopped on their bikes and headed back towards that footpath that led into the forest. When they got there, they put their bikes on the side of the road, and this time, when they started walking down that path, they had guns, knives, bats, all sorts of weapons, and they were not trying to be quiet. They were actually yelling like these loud war cries to let the gunmen and any other gunmen in the woods know that there was a horde of angry people that were coming into the woods for a fight. And so as they're marching down this trail, kind of expecting to get shot at any point, it doesn't happen. Instead, after quite a while, they walk out of the thick forest into this huge opening. And right in the middle of this huge clearing is this fairly small river, but it's big enough that it would be very difficult to cross. However, they can see there's a bridge, this kind of crumbling old stone bridge that goes over this river. And then on the other side of the bridge, on the other side of the river, they can see there are two dilapidated buildings. The one that is closer to the bridge is this small black shack that has a window looking out towards them, and from their perspective, they're maybe 100 feet away from this shack. They can't tell if anybody's inside of this building. And then the other building was much bigger than the shack. It was this huge kind of broken down warehouse that had big tall cement walls, and then all around it was this huge chain link fence with barbed wire wrapped around the tops. And so this huge posse of Okadas, they come storming out of the forest and they run over to that bridge, which is the one way across. And as they get on the bridge, they're kind of scanning the two buildings. They're not seeing anybody. And then one of the men, they look down underneath the bridge and they actually see Lanre's motorcycle. It's lying on the banks of this river, kind of tucked up underneath the bridge as if someone had stolen it. And so everyone already knows Lanre is somewhere over here. We're going to go find him. And so the men, they get over the bridge, they go to that first building, that black shack, and they open up the door. It's a plywood door, and there's no one inside. But the shack is literally stuffed full of hundreds and hundreds of articles of clothing and shoes. And so after kind of looking this over and not really sure what to make of it, the posse moved on from the black shack and made their way up to the fence right in front of this huge warehouse. And when they reach the fence, they're kind of expecting to be met with some sort of resistance. I mean, the last time they were out here, they got shot at. And so they begin yelling into the warehouse for anyone in there to show yourselves, come out here. But it was silent. And so one of the Okadas that was part of the posse had brought along bolt cutters as a weapon to use as a club if he needed to. But as it happened, he began to use the bolt cutters for their actual purpose. And he bent down and actually cut a huge hole in this fence so they could go in and explore this warehouse. And so after a large percentage of this posse had gotten inside the fence line, they began walking around this huge warehouse to try to find an entrance inside. And so as they're walking, the windows that lead into this warehouse, they're too high up, so you can't actually see what's going on inside. It's silent. There's a pretty bad smell, but they don't really know what to make of this. They walk around the structure, and when they get to the very back, they find an entrance. All it is this big rusted piece of tin metal, like sheet metal, that's propped up against a gap in the walls of the warehouse. And so one of the Okadas grabs this piece of metal and pushes it out of the way. And then as soon as he did that, a few other Okadas quickly stepped through the threshold into the warehouse, preparing themselves to have to fight potentially if there are gunmen or anybody else inside that might want to do them harm. But as soon as they see what is inside of this warehouse, they immediately lower their weapons and just stare in abject horror. According to the locals who lived actually in the forest relatively near where this warehouse was, they said there was actually another way to get to this particular area, to get to the warehouse. There was another path that was very rough, but it was big enough for one vehicle that came in from the other direction. Now, the locals said they didn't use this path at all. They didn't even know where it originated from. But they said for the last 10 years or more, they have seen one vehicle use this road all the time to get to the warehouse. And it was this black Jeep with black tinted out windows, and they said it would typically show up most nights of the week around 8 p.m. And they said it would just go down the road, it would make its way over to the warehouse area, and then around 9:30 p.m. they would hear or see the black Jeep leaving. Now, none of the locals knew who was driving this Jeep, although they knew it was a man. That was really all they knew. And they had no idea what this man did when he got over near the warehouse. However, for the last 10 years, every time this guy was over near the warehouse from 8 to 9:30 at night, they would typically hear screams coming from that part of the woods, coming from the warehouse. And when the locals brought their concerns to police, the police just kind of blew it off and didn't do anything about it, and actually told the people, don't worry about it. And so, over the years, the
don't
locals
worry
have kind
about
of
it.
just
Screams,
that this
don't
man
worry
in his black
about
Jeep
it.
and the screams coming from this warehouse were just a part of life. And so no one even reported it anymore. Had the police followed up on the locals' concerns about this Jeep and the screams, they would have discovered that that warehouse was actually a storage facility for a very in-demand and very illegal product. And that man who drove that black Jeep, he would take this illegal product and he would bring it back with him in batches, and he would sell it on the black market. When this posse of 100+ Okadas pulled that metal door aside and they stepped into the warehouse, they were not met with any resistance. Anyone that had been there, any other gunmen or guards or anything like that, they had fled when they heard the sound of this massive posse whooping and yelling on their way in. And so as these Okadas are standing inside of the structure, surveying what's in front of them, the first thing they noticed is right in the middle of the structure on the ground is this cement slab. It's about 4 feet by 4 feet, and one corner of this slab was elevated slightly by some rocks that had been placed under it, kind of propping it up, pitching it on an angle. And then just off of the side of the lowest point of the slab was this wooden bowl that had dark stains inside of it that was positioned in such a way that if you put water on the slab, the water would drain off of that corner directly into this bowl. Basically, it was there to catch any runoff from whatever was happening on this slab. Around this cement slab, all over the dirt floor, were bones, some with meat on them. And then beyond the bones and beyond the slab, all around the perimeter of the inside of this building were extremely malnourished, catatonic people chained up to the walls. These people were the highly in-demand, highly illegal product. More specifically, their body parts were the product. In Nigeria, a stunning number of people believe that certain magic potions and charms will grant you wealth and success, and in some cases, infinite life. But the catch is, the herbalists who will perform the magical rituals and give these potions and charms to people that pay for them, they often require human body parts for them to work. And so human body part factories, like this warehouse in Soka Forest, were established in order to meet the high demand of people that needed these parts. And so the way it's believed it worked at the Soka Forest warehouse was the man in the black Jeep. He would get orders from people that wanted specific body parts for their magical potions and charms and whatever else they needed, and he would make a list of those parts, and then at 8 p.m. he would show up at the warehouse and he would communicate with the people that worked at that warehouse, and they would determine out of all the captives they had who had the parts they needed, and then after figuring out which captives were going to be used that night, they would go into the main section of the warehouse, and one by one they would unchain these people, they would drag them to the center of the room, and in full view of all the other captives, they would put them on the slab, known as the slaughtering slab, and they would hack off the required body parts, and would bag them up, put them in coolers, and then the man with the black Jeep, he would take those parts and he would leave, and then the person who's just been butchered, if they were still alive and might have a chance of surviving, they'd just be brought back to the wall and chained up again. If they did not have a good chance of survival, then they'd be brought to the very back of the warehouse in the back rooms where they would be discarded. Now, the means of execution varied, but in the back rooms of this warehouse, they found a makeshift guillotine, which cuts off people's heads, and they also found a large crocodile that was chained up. And so it's likely that those were at least two of the methods used to discard of the people they could no longer harvest organs from. After the Okadas kind of broke out of their initial shock of what they were seeing inside of this warehouse, they went around and began freeing people that were still chained up to the walls. And in total, there were 23 people that were still barely alive, still inside of this warehouse.
Murder victims.
But none of them were
Feed them to
Lanre
animals.
And then after checking all of the dead bodies and body parts that were inside of the warehouse, and then also right outside, where there were a number of shallow mass graves, they couldn't find Lanre amongst them either. And so this huge posse began looking all over the property for an entrance to this underground prison that Lanre had described being in. But they couldn't find it, and so eventually this posse made their way back over to the survivors who were being tended to by locals that had come over, and they asked the survivors, are you aware of any underground prison cells somewhere around here where other people were being held? But the survivors either didn't know or just were unable to speak anymore. And so later that day, when the police did come out, because word got out about this huge find out in this forest, the posse went to the police and begged them to please begin digging up this entire property. We need to find the entrance to this underground prison cell. Lanre and 8 others, and who knows how many others beyond them, are trapped underground in these cells, and we gotta get to them. But the police just kind of refused and immediately just demolished the warehouse. And then after kind of cordoning off that area for a couple of days, the police basically just left and stopped caring about it altogether.
Thanks, you lousy police.
And so the Okadas once again came together as a community and would spend the next several weeks going back out to this forest and just manually began digging up all over this entire property in hopes of finding their friend and the rest of these people that were trapped underground. But they never did. And so we don't know what happened to Lanre and the other people who were trapped in that underground cell. We don't know what happened to the other 2 Okada riders who went missing right before Lanre did, although it's generally assumed they most likely were kidnapped as well and probably met a similar fate. We also have no idea how many people were butchered inside of the Soka Forest warehouse. However, given the massive amount of clothing and shoes inside of that black shack, it's believed the total number of victims is easily in the hundreds. No one has ever been officially held accountable for the atrocities that took place in the Soka Forest. However, a couple of days after the warehouse was discovered by the Okada posse, the posse was back digging, looking for Lanre, when they discovered there was this man who was there who was kind of walking around acting suspicious, and so the posse confronted him, and it would turn out this guy had several human tongues in his pockets, along with dozens and dozens of cell phone SIM cards. And so, assuming he was casually in his pockets there, the Okada posse proceeded to kill the man on sight. Later on, a woman who was a survivor from the warehouse would tell reporters how she got kidnapped. She said she lived in Ibadan, she was well educated, she had a good family, she was just sitting outside of her house when all of a sudden this van pulled up in front of her, and these very official looking men were inside of this van, and they got out and they told her, you're under arrest, you gotta come with us to the police station. And the woman was so confused, but the men were very professional and seemed very convincing, and so she got inside the van, they shut the door, and they drove off. And very quickly, once she was inside of the van and couldn't go anywhere, she realized they were not police, she had been kidnapped, and within the hour, she, along with several other people who had probably been kidnapped in the same way, were stripping their clothes off right outside of that black shack on the other side of the river.
Tongues.
And they were told
the tongues
to put
were just casually in his
inside
pockets.
of the shack while they were being held at gunpoint, and then once they were naked, they were promptly marched into that warehouse where virtually everyone around her would be butchered and killed. So that's going to do it, guys. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please offer the like button a free session of acupuncture, but as soon as they're lying down, just give them a full body allergy test. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly 1 or 2 video uploads. We now have a podcast called the Mr. Ballin Podcast, where we post brand new, never before heard stories that you can only get on the podcast on Monday mornings. That podcast
catalog.
We are currently
Imagine
receiving
having
countless
tongues in your
reports
pocket
of an
casually, not even in bags.
unidentified
I know, right?
hostile
So what do we
organisms
get
that
from
we'll
this
refer
episode?
to as alternates. Until we have a complete understanding of the threat,
a
it's
new story to
important
tell.
Stay home, lock all doors and windows, and have access to a loaded firearm or any ranged weapon at all times. You will know if an alternate exists solely based on their physical characteristics. If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide. If you see a person that has a biologically impossible characteristic, run away and hide. If one manages to break into your home, refrain from any kind of communication or contact with the threat. These intelligent life forms utilize elements of psychological warfare to take advantage of their victims. While we heavily discourage any form of contact or communication with an alternate, we make exceptions for attempts at executing them yourself.
Hey, it's Caesar. I hope it's not too late.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. What's up? Are you alright?
Yeah, it's not me, it's my mom. She's knocked out cold and I have no idea why. I'm on my way to the ER, but could you do me a favor?
Yeah, of course. What is it?
I just need you to come over and turn on the cameras we have set up. You know the ones that we installed after we were robbed?
Oh, yeah. Would you mind if I asked why?
Well, she screamed really loud right before I found her on the ground. I just...
Well, do you have your doors and windows locked? Like what the broadcast told us to do?
Yeah, that's the weird part. Maybe she saw something? I don't know.
Alright. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna switch them on and get out of there, though. You know how I feel about your house.
Are you scared? I bet you're so
Yeah,
spooked
that's
out right
fine.
now.
One last thing. Try to get a good view of the...
I feel like I saw this video before. Or maybe not. The Mandela effect videos are kind of similar.
I'm almost at the hospital. Thank you.
I only watch Markiplier, so if Markiplier didn't do a video on this video, then I wouldn't know. Monk did the first one, he didn't react to the others. I see. hydrate posture check. Thank you for the care pack, Etty. I don't know why I got tongue tied by your name, Etty, but thank you.
Let me in, Mark. I have a gift for you.
I have a
I have
gift
a
for
present.
you.
I have a surprise. I will not hurt you.
I will not hurt you. Do you believe that? Nice laughter.
You fucking bastard!
Bang. Bad decision, Mark.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
It's okay, Cherry. I talk gibberish all the time. You should really sleep if you're sleepy. Nobody came for me. Alright, ASMR, let's go.
While at the station, a situation may occur where the local 911 dispatchers run out of operators to handle calls, so they are given to us instead. There are 3, and only 3, scenarios that you will handle with a caller. When a caller needs the police, send available personnel to the address. When the caller has a fire-related emergency, contact our neighboring fire department with the address and a brief description of the event. When the caller has a medical emergency, immediately contact the Mandela Community Hospital. Here at the Mandela County Police Department, we thank you for viewing this instruction. Nothing is worth the risk, nothing is worth the risk, nothing is worth the risk.
Vocaloid cover of Mandela series, man. When you make them, Cherry, when you make them. I was kind of tempted to make something like this in the past. Why not do it right now? Effort is Why? I get you. I only have Utaru and I haven't used it in years. I don't even have any of those. It's okay, Cherry. Just sing it yourself. Man in the closet, you say? Imagine being able to sing, but you can sing. Dark room by the stairs. What do you mean you can't? You can. Him with the smiley face. The end. Hmm. I mean, I can, but it's not very good. No. That's just because you are your worst critic.
You've reached the Bythorn Paranormal Society. How may I help you?
Hello? May I schedule an appointment?
Of course, ma'am. Where's the location?
My home,
Okay, thank you. Would you mind giving me a brief description of what you've been experiencing?
I've been hearing things.
Like what, ma'am?
I still hear the meows of my old cat Johnny, but the little guy passed away a few years ago.
Really? A freaking cat alternate? Shh!
I don't think it's an alternate. I just think his soul roams the house still. I want to make sure he finds
I
peace
got
in
kicked out
whatever
of
realm he
choir, and
resides
they could
in.
kick you
You
out for
think you
many
could help
reasons.
guide him?
We can certainly try,
もしもし
ma'am. When would you like
警
us to
察で
visit?
すか? Wow.
As soon as possible,
警
please.
察? 警察?
When's your next opening?
You're trying to ask for the
Well,
police?
we could do tonight if you want.
Can you do 3 nights? I'm away from home on a business trip. I'm sure this will give you enough time to deal with him.
Well...
How about 500 a night?
Oh, hell yeah! Alright.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. We will help your cat, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you can think.
No problem, ma'am. It's just what we do.
Hey, back it up. Back it up. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You sure you got it?
Yeah, just open the trunk.
No,
Definitely not because it's
Just
500.
open the damn trunk, Jonah.
500 and like. They kicked you out because you couldn't reach the high notes when singing in a group? What? They kicked you out for that reason? Can't they just put you to like another pitch
we can do
group?
anything about it now.
Shit. You got anything left?
No.
You used everything already? Damn it!
Well, we don't gotta worry about income anymore, since we got this massive frickin' payday, right?
Well, we got a couple options.
Which are?
We either one,
The worst part was I had to stay the rest of the night even after being kicked out last minute. You're mean.
It's broad daylight
Your choir
now,
is mean.
but it's not like anyone's gonna call the cops here.
Right.
And we'd be doing yet another delinquent act. But it's not like we aren't already on the run anyway.
And who's to say that she's not even crazy? Who's to say she's not as high as I'm going to be in 30 minutes?
I would hope us, because the last thing I need is getting a weird house call from a stoned lady about a dead cat, and then there'd be nothing there. Nothing there.
Right?
Nothing there.
There aren't even alternates. And the mayor was just too stupid to just make that entire infographic.
Yeah, but then, like, why have we been getting so many calls about alternates in the first place?
Well, maybe because maybe it's mass hysteria, right? Do you think this is the rise of the war on alternates?
I don't know. We're just two guys driving
You will arrive at your destination in 10 minutes.
Holy shit, that's actually really useful. I mean, they didn't have to outlaw these things, did they? Like, I doubt that guy's face could appear on something like this and, kill you. I don't know.
No, they did not.
I guess crime really does pay.
I like how you're making us out to be gangsters when all we did was, get all of this.
I know. It's just... we lived our whole lives under the radar, right? Like the quiet kid.
there's one camera in there already. But it's one of those old ones with the tapes and stuff. It will record, but I won't be able to see it in real time. I'll just have to look at it afterwards.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Everything okay? Are you at peace here?
You look so stupid right now.
Dude, what am I supposed to do for a literal ghost cat?
What's...
Yes.
What's it gonna do?
Are you the cat?
Like, what are we doing here?
Would you mind taking this?
How do you feel when watching this? Not scared.
I don't really have to take that much
Oops.
seriously because I'm in here and you're in there.
The video.
Yeah, because you were
Here,
too scared
kitty,
to
kitty,
go inside
kitty.
to begin with.
Not too scared. I'm not too scared.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not scared. I'm not. I'm not. I just...
I'm not.
You seeing this?
The door?
I'm not scared. Dusty is actually a cat. Well, they did have cat ears for a while there.
Trying to... do you have anything to, tear it down?
I'm not gonna bust down this random lady's door.
It's fine. She's not gonna find out.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
Oh, you see anything in there?
No, I mean, there was nothing besides that weird kind of locked door. Not a meow, not a noise, nothing. See anything weird on the cameras at all?
Yeah, I'm scrolling through this. I don't think I see anything either.
It's not scary, but I like the film makes you want to look in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, the more, I'm not gonna lie to you, the more I look at this house, the more I really don't want to be in that.
I mean, I don't see anything. I think we're just kind of babysitting an empty house for 3 nights.
I mean, I think the best thing that can happen is we just leave now and then we say we were here the entire time. Because I'm looking at this house and I'm looking at this footage, and even though there's nothing too threatening about it, I don't like it. I really don't like it.
It's literally just an empty house, bro.
It's just an empty house, bro.
Fuck what?
Just an empty house, bro. He says it like it's just a prank.
Where'd that come from?
I think that came from the house, man. I really don't like this now.
I'm the opposite. This is kind of interesting.
I don't think you should go in there now.
I'm going back in. There's something.
Alright,
There's a
good
cat
luck.
here.
I think that's the problem.
I think it's fine. You're over. Realize what this could do for us?
What for us? We're already on the run. We
It's
don't
a
need
story
this
time with
attention again.
Syun. We're watching
like it or
the
not, I'm going back
Mandela
in.
catalog.
Adam, please.
It's too late. I've already made up my mind.
How did you die?
How did you die? The Mandela
Where
catalog.
are you from? What year were you born in?
Good night, wifey. Sleep
lost?
well.
Am I coming through?
Loud and
I
clear.
wonder if the TTS can read it.
Oh my god, behind you!
Shut up.
Mandela catalog.
He read it, that's for sure.
Oh my god, behind you!
Dude, cut it out.
Oh my god, behind you!
Dude, seriously, stop.
Oh my god, behind you! Behind you! Behind you!
Dude, fucking quit!
What the hell did I do?
Just forget.
What are you saying exactly? Dude, that's not funny. What's not funny?
Take a tiny bite. God's probably not even looking. Oh, go ahead.
God's probably not even looking. That snake had legs.
I don't know. It was good, but suddenly I feel kind of scared.
The snake lost its legs after it tricked her. Oh. I don't even remember. And I'm a Christian. Whoops.
Hey, I lost visuals on cam 3. You think you could check that out?
Nice stretched face. Subtitles might help. Oh. Now he hears the cat.
Did you just pick that up? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Don't. Just don't, okay? Please.
Oh, so now you're taking this seriously.
Dude, I don't know what you want from me. I'm as serious now as I've ever been.
This whole time, huh? So you fucking with me was you being serious?
I get that I screw around sometimes, okay? But that's just what I do.
Well, maybe it shouldn't be.
Look, man, I'm just devastated that I'm not as broken as you still are with everything that's happened, and I'm sorry that I can't keep helping you carry this burden.
What does that have to do with anything?
But I'm reaching my fucking limit here. These things have taken so much away from us, yet you still run to them every chance you get.
No, I don't.
Fucking listen to me! You're not invincible, okay? I know you thought that when we started doing these fucking death marches. And nothing happened, and I get it, but this right here is real, and you should know that more than anybody.
What's that even supposed to mean?
I wish we never looked for your because she is dead and gone, and we were never gonna get her back.
What did you just fucking say to me?
And I'm sorry that these are the lives that we lead today, but Adam, if you walk down those stairs, you'd be joining her. And if by some miracle you come back out, I don't think you'd be yourself, and I'm telling you right now that I won't be here to confirm that.
Well then just fucking leave then! Leave!
Meow.
What are you?
Where's the box? I did nothing.
I did the right thing.
Nobody is coming to help you.
Jonah? You there?
Do you understand?
It's okay. It's okay. What's wrong, honey? Everything's gonna be okay. There's no need to cry.
Hey, what's up?
You started crying again. At the same time, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, I just don't know how to help you anymore. Are you absolutely sure it's not the...
No, I keep telling you, it's not. I've had it unplugged for weeks now.
I mean, I guess I can come over and help you figure it out. Are you free tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night? You promise you'll actually come over this time? He's still your child too, you know.
I swear to God, Lynn, if this is just an imaginary friend or something, I'm gonna lose it.
What do you mean? Do you realize how young he is?
I think that it'll be so overpopulated, there'll all be wars. All nuclear explosions and everything.
So I just tend to today's chores,
and let the good Lord worry about tomorrow.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. Speed hundreds of telephone calls as well as television programs.
Nothing but enlightening, to say the least. I learned a lot about myself, and I hope my colleagues in this room have learned just as much about me as well. I will never stand down for my base values, no matter how far up the ladder I go. While I may not be the most bespoken type, I protect and serve my city with pride, and I'm grateful to be rewarded as such. Thank you all.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Good evening, officer. One of our students, Mark Heathcliff, he's been absent for the past couple days without any reason, no phone calls from parents, no doctor's excuse, and we don't have any apparent emergency contacts on file for him. If you could have someone pay a visit to 3 Avenue and make sure everything's alright, it would be much appreciated.
Damn, Mark.
If someone could try to get the contact info for whoever
Damn it,
answers
Mark.
the door,
Not
that would
again,
be
Mark.
much appreciated. Thank you, and have a nice night.
Why is it always you, Mark?
Sheriff's Department, open up. Police, open the door. Oh.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
It's gone! Goodbye, Mark.
You do realize you just got promoted, right? You don't have to work on this bullshit case anymore.
Listen, I got a lead. Okay? It's got some evidence to review still. That's it.
I'll believe it when I see it. See you later.
All right. Lock the door on the way out.
I like how the tip is named. I'm knocking.
You need to open the door. No.
No.
I am not going
That's not how a human knocks. Yeah. Is that how you knock?
What time is it? It's just after 8. I'm nervous for the time. Don't be nervous about the time.
That's how you knock now? Nice. Learning from the best. Wow, it's a whole crowd. There's a whole ass crowd outside his room. The handwriting is difficult to read. may display inhuman features. Yes, yes, yes. Mandela tag.
Alright, Mr. Davis. I understand that you were hoping that I would be able to recover the contents of all of the tapes that you sent in, along with your request note. I was only able to recover maybe about 2 minutes from one of them. I'll be copying my recording of it onto this one right after this. I mean, I hope this helps you with the rest of your investigation. If you need any more help, you can call me back or just send me another letter, and I'll be waiting a response.
Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, hello.
What? String?
Now, you may be thinking, who is this voice speaking to me through my television set? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Stanley. It is very
Danny
nice
Parable?
to meet you. Consider me a friend, because I might consider you one too. I like having friends. How many friends do you have?
Not a lot.
That's great. Would you like to know a secret of mine?
Sure.
I can make friends appear out of thin air.
Wow.
What was that? You want to know how? Well, I can tell you, but you have to promise me that I am one of your friends first. Great. First, we must consider what makes up a good friend. What do they sound like? What do they look like? What colored eyes do they have? Always remember the most important rule. If there is a new friend that lives in your head, it is best. They're just as scared as you are. Okay. Have a friend in mind? Great. I think it's time to meet your new friend. Now just close your eyes and think really hard about your new friend. Can you keep an even bigger secret? I think it worked.
Maybe that friend now.
Your new friend is somewhere in your house.
Wow.
Now it's up to you to go and find them.
Already a house visit.
What's the emergency? Please, you gotta help me. There's someone in my house. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what they got inside. I've had my doors and windows locked for months. All right, just calm down, okay? We'll get this figured out. Just need to stay quiet. Are you hiding? Yes. Does this person have a weapon? I don't know. I can't tell. Is this person threatening you or your family? No, he just stares in the corner. He's not taking anything. He's just standing there.
They spawned in the house.
I think my wife is hurt. I don't know what to do. It's gonna be fine. You just need to calm down. I don't want to look at his face again. Okay. All right. Does this man resemble anyone you know by chance? No. What? I have never seen anyone in my life that looks anything like him. It can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. What? I'm sending over one of our officers. Just don't hang up, okay?
Imply you off the month.
10:15. I'm heading over to the place now.
Damn it. Okay.
What, did you get a similar call?
I believe we got a home intruder. I apologize for the silence, sir. What's your address?
He did.
Sir?
Thatcher, I'm gonna need some backup here.
What are you talking about? Where's the others?
The officer that was already checking out the place just pussied out.
Jesus. Okay. Bruce, what's the address?
Hello, Mock. Welcome to the stream.
You see anything?
Negative.
Yeah. You hear that, right? Just stay behind me, okay?
Music. I am the scary stories. Yeah? You wanna tell us some?
No, Weaver, we don't, because everyone else fucking left. Sorry. 10:56. Something's fucking up.
Camera. Shit. Camera's down, Weaver.
Weaver. Hello? Hello? Identify yourself. Identify yourself.
It's copying.
This is a police investigation. I need you to identify yourself. Look.
My life spoiler alert is a burning wreck. I get you. It's okay, maybe.
What do you want?
What do you want from me? Running sounds, footsteps.
Ruth, if you're still in there, I'm gonna find help, okay? Just meet me at the station. .1078 requesting backup. 1078 requesting backup. 1018 requesting assistance from available Bythorn units. This is an unauthorized use of Earth kernel. Identify yourself.
Lieutenant Thatcher Davis, MCPD. 1018, requesting assistance from available worcester units. Are there any available units in this area?
Wow.
Wanna meet my best friend? He likes to hide, but he wants to meet you. I want to play with him in the TV.
Stop or I'll shoot! I said stay back!
Just shoot. Bad decision. I guess he's dead now. Oh. Oh. Look at the face. The model is actually pretty cool looking. This effect is so cool, right? I really like the model. Every day it gets brighter. That's a good one. We can watch Markiplier play analog horror on it. It's one of the good ones, let's say analog is just cool. Yeah, this one is cool. I think I like this one the most out of the ones that we've watched so far. But this one is also the most recent one, since it's like June 4th.
Hello. Today we're going to be exploring the subject of analog
I was
horror.
wondering why the voice suddenly changed. It was because Markiplier.
Remember my video Maple County?
Markiplier.
That was an example of it. Analog horror is a genre,
Which ones have you checked
or a
out?
subgenre
Volume 1,
that exists
2,
in the
and
world
333.
of the era of the VHS. Kind of, a little bit. So analog is relating to or using signals or information represented by a continuously variable physical quantity such as spatial positioning, voltage, etc. Or analog, a person or thing seen as comparable to another, which is oddly interesting. It's interesting, oddly enough. The oddly thing is that is interesting. That is interesting because it pertains to what we're talking about today. And the alternates. The alternates are kind of the idea behind, if you remember this video.
Oh,
the
is
Mandela
this one
Catalog.
that you talked about?
This was made by a one Alex Kister.
We are currently receiving countless reports of an unidentified hostile organism that we'll refer to as alternates.
A lot of them, from what I've seen, start from this informational type of video, this is actually like 1950s propaganda videos from the government to tell you how to survive an atomic bomb. That's the kind of videos that I get the vibe of. So this is not just analog in the days of VHS, this is old analog in the terms of archival footage and stuff like that. You know, things that are so far in the past but baked into the subconscious because they are effectively propaganda and they're supposed to be baked into the subconscious to get you to think one way or another.
Like analog
so to
horror
use
in
this as a
general?
medium to tell a story that is a
I
horror
only
story
heard about
is an
analog horror
effective
from
use
Markiplier,
because
so
the
I didn't really
technology
check
is
out a lot
inherently
of things.
jank, and kind of the horror comes from it being jank, and also the information being presented to you that there is an entity that looks just like you that is trying to take over your life, and when it finds you, it will make an almost perfect facsimile of you, or it has already made a perfect facsimile of your parents, or loved ones, or friends, or neighbors, or colleagues. They could be anyone, anywhere, at any time. Even me. But I'm not. Ding. So let's look into analog horror, because there's so much more to analog horror than just the Mandela Catalog or Maple County. Do not believe his lies. The Mandela Catalog. It's film theorists. You know, you do professional research. I'm here to do my research, which is
Gemini and
because I
Local
say it in
58
a
are
more
cool too.
authoritative tone.
Never heard of those.
I'm gonna let people assume that I know what I'm talking about, which I have not been able to say properly this whole video. Let me look at something that I found, which is called blue channel thalassin.
Or a loved one are suffering from any of the following symptoms: lack of feeling, emotional outbursts, fog of the mind, or memory loss. This may be a sign of onset AED or advanced emotional deterioration. Today, 7 in 10 people over the age of 21 report experiencing emotional degradation severe enough to hinder everyday tasks, such as workplace performance.
I don't know why, but bedrooms just doesn't have the same feel. Yeah, bedrooms are not.
Emotional stability is required
I
for
don't
a
know.
functional and healthy mind.
A lot of people say bedrooms are scary, but I
Correcting
don't think
AED
so.
used to require rigorous testing and invasive procedures, costing time, effort, and money. Today, the solution is thalassin. Using our modern understanding of brain mapping, thalassin is able to reproduce the emotions necessary for any occasion.
It's
Not
not
only does
creepy, more
thalassin restore
sci-fi.
lost emotion,
I don't even.
but
Yeah,
patients
it's
have
like
reported emotions at a higher
I don't
and
even
more
think it's
consistent
creepy at
quality
all.
than ones produced non-chemically. Included
Not
in
even
every
scary.
pack of thalassin are these common emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and relief. Also, look out for over-the-counter options such as jealousy, hope, frustration, and pride.
You like the concept?
Tired of only experiencing...
Where's the horny option?
Or maybe interested in expanding your emotional palette? Cutting-edge brain mapping technology has not only allowed us to refine existing emotions, but has also allowed for the creation of new emotions and emotional experiences. With Thalassin
Dangle
Plus,
is back.
experience emotions beyond previous natural capabilities. These new emotions include degrance, humber, nage, dorselessness, andric, veronation, pawnish, hard, trantiveness, teluge, brick, Experience the power of Thalassin. Call the number on your screen now before supplies.
That's where those pictures came from! There was a post on Reddit like forever ago that was a mixture of those emotions, and it was like a big post, and I thought they made it. That's how things don't, like, if it doesn't get credited, it doesn't go anywhere, and I don't know who makes it. Gooseworks! I've seen those before. My god. Trantiveness. I love Toulouse. I want to experience Toulouse. Like a heaping helping of Toulouse mixed with a little bit of trantiveness. Onland, Loric. They didn't even mention the Onland. I want some Onland. Loric. Anyway, this is like well done.
Loric right now.
Really fun stuff. But yeah, no, that's another example of what analog horror is. It's like an old, this blue screen has such a strong impact in my memory. It may not have the same impact in your memory. Encoding delay.
In your memory.
That seems to be fine. Yeah, so this is the kind of concept behind analog horror. A lot of things exist in this world. And there's actually a playlist that someone named the Analog Collector has made that kind of collects a lot of different analog horror things. Such as Chimpy Chippa's band commercial. Okay, what is this?
Okay, lads, let's take this from the top. Do you want to know what's driving everyone bananas? Well, come on down to Chimpy Chippa's. Enjoy our wide range of milkshakes, burgers, and fries, and we'll have you coming back for more. Are you as excited as Chippa the Chimp is to, eat all of, Shit. Sorry. Bloody monkey. Just, who cares? We're gonna do it again. Just give me another go. From the top. Do you want to know what's driving everyone bananas? Chimpy Chippers and our iconic Chimpy Cheeseburger. Do slip that on our weekly specials. So what are you waiting for? Because Chipper the Chimp is waiting for you.
TV was already not blue in my
I know
time.
you guys spent time on making this monkey thing, but no one realised how fucking creepy it looks.
Modern Pantu.
So I can tell you right now, I'd never take my daughter.
So I'd say this is an example of something that isn't necessarily one of the scariest things I've ever seen. In fact, personally, I didn't think it was scary at all. However, I'm not here to just shit all over Spring Talk Pictures creations. That's not what I'm here about. I want to dissect why this doesn't work and the other ones work really well. Because I know there's a video, not this one, every analog horror video. Here we go.
This year we're celebrating 35 years in business. Did you know we've come up with 6 all-new value combo coupons? And if you sign up for our email club, you'll save 15% off.
Well, that's a little on the nose.
What the hell? What the hell?
Did you know?
Okay, so funny, whatever. It's a parody. But I think like if a good parody needs to understand the exact essence of what does work for something, even if you're making fun of it, you need to understand why it works for the people that it works for to get there. And this kind of does that. Yeah, 1 second. What is this? Oh, did I watch this one? I think this might be the one I was thinking of. Okay, so this is an example of a good parody, right? It knows what it's making fun of. I think the comments are just like, when your parody is so well made, it wraps around to being scary again. That's kind of what it is, because that was by itself unsettling, and analog horror can be really unsettling if it's done right, and you can do a parody that's so good that it does wrap around all the way to unsettling. By the way, this is a great video. How audio enhances the horror of Five Nights at Freddy's. Great video. The other thing that I want to show you is something that kind of goes beyond just analog horror. There's a video by the Mystery Flesh Pit guy, girl, I don't know. The person who does the Mystery Flesh Pit also has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you knew this. It's called Mystery Flesh Pit National Park Historic Archive. And the first video that they ever put out was this one. And this one's just like, it's fascinating because it is technically, I think, in the genre of analog horror. But then again, the whole premise of the Mystery Flesh Pit, which if you don't know about, you should look it up, is kind of in the same vein as why this analog horror as a concept is scary. It's something rooted in the past, because the story of the Mystery Flesh Pit is all told from the perspective of articles and memorabilia and little informational placards that are from the era of when the Mystery Flesh Pit existed and before the disaster of the Mystery Flesh Pit. And so you uncover the universe through in-universe clues that occurred after the event occurred. And this is one of them.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Texas Department of Public Safety, the United States Geological Survey, and the Permian Basin Recovery Corporation. The United States Geological Survey has issued a geobiological activity advisory for the following counties: Cook County, Gumption County, Howard County, Midland County, Sterling County, and 2:18 a.m. Central Daylight Time at 10:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Seismic EKG monitoring stations detected muscle contractions originating from the northeastern limb of the Permian Basin superorganism. This event is expected to cause moderate to severe damage to property, utility services, and infrastructure. Residents are advised to seek shelter immediately. If you do not have access to an emergency with extra batteries and battery-powered radio. During this event, you may experience headaches, nausea, fever, hallucinations, dizziness, mild seizures, temporary changes in vision, reduced or enhanced cognitive ability, limited precognition, memory loss, and muscle cramps. These effects are temporary and will stop once the event has concluded. Do not exit your shelter until do not use telephones or cell phones, except in the case of emergencies. Stay tuned to local news media outlets for continuing information on the situation.
So this is cool, right? This came out December of 2020. It is now 2022, so this was over a year ago. This is actually before a lot of these analog horror videos came out. It's not the first analog horror thing by a long shot, but it is one of the earlier ones, and it has a great example of why it and a lot of the analog horror things work so well. It's something that you know, even if it's an emergency, you know this screen. You know this. And because you know it, even if it's something bad, you can be used to it and you can understand it. However, there's already strange things that are happening in this emergency broadcast that really mark it out as something that you should pay attention to and something that is not what you expect. And that is the basis of what makes it so kind of creepy, because it's unsettling, because it's something that you expect to know and it's not what it is. It's not a tornado warning. It's not like a earthquake warning. No, it's geobiological activity advisory. That makes you go, what the fuck is that? You don't know what that is, but you know those words, geobiological. So, okay, geological, biological, something that's on the scale of geology and biology. That's weird at first, and that's like the whole reason why the Mystery Flesh Pit works so well. But also, just like the rest of it going on as it continues, the fact that it is a recording of a screen and you have the environmental things happening that are kind of coinciding with the message that is being relayed, and it's rooted in reality, right? It's rooted in reality.
Thank
and that's
you for
kind of
the
the bigger
raid,
point. Like it's rooted in something that could potentially be real. You see these counties. You know roughly the size of what a county is in a state if you're from America. This thing, whatever the frick it is, it's so big. And you hear them talking about how there's an activity warning off the northeastern limb.
Okay, that was really weird. I don't get it. Like the sound alert was really good. But thank you for the redeem of the sound alert.
English and grew up knowing English.
It was my time
All
to
of
clutch
these
sound
are
alert.
pretty new, but you know the combinations of them, and you know the basis of the context that you're getting it, and all of them spell bad news. So this event is expected to cause moderate to severe damage. Also, like understating what it could possibly do.
PS. Thank you for raid PS.
You could say a lot about the production quality and like the different things and the actual realism of it, but the fact that it is there and it's happening all aged to the idea that it's kind of real. That's the other thing about analog horror. It taps into this thing where you don't know if it's not real. You can play a lot of horror games and you know that they're not real because you're playing a game. But when you're watching an informational video like this, you don't automatically know that it's not real if you've never been exposed to something like this before. And that also is what makes analog horror really creepy. You don't know if this informational broadcast about people that aren't people, that kind of look like people, is real or not. You know that it's probably not real, but it seems presented in a way that could be real, especially if it's like that game Maple County that is a police instructional video. And someone would only go to the trouble of making an instructional video if it was something that actually needed to be instructed, right? So there's a sense of realism there. And then you get these things like you might experience headaches, nausea, okay, fever, hallucinations, okay, dizziness, mild seizures, okay, temporary changes in vision, reduced or enhanced cognitive abilities, like limited precognition. Like these things, like lumping the real in with the not real, I think is what really hones in this idea, kind of hiding the unreal in the real. And that's what makes Mystery Flesh Pits so cool, is because there's so much unreal buried in real of what it could potentially be. And like that kind of like twisting of reality is where this gets cool. Now with this, with Thalison, like the trantiveness, it's great. Well, this isn't the original one. It's great because it starts out with something that is kind of crazy, but you're like, okay, that's kind of funky, you know, a medicine that gives you emotions. Okay, all right, I get it. Not scary by itself, but it already set up a universe where it could then put dorselessness into it. Freaking dorselessness. Ew. So I think that's kind of like my 101 about why analog horror is what it is and why it can work. So what I'm gonna do now
is watch some analog horror videos.
What about kids' safety tips? What is this? Andy Living Good.
The Church of the Future Light presents Fun Safety Tips. After school safety. What do you do when a stranger approaches you? Don't speak to them. Do not go with them. Run away and tell an adult you trust.
Okay, good advice so far.
Those tea redeem. That's what this image is called.
What do you do when your parents come to pick you up? Is it really your parents? Look for their eyes. See the light. Listen to them.
Look for the eyes.
Do you hear the scratching? Let them take you somewhere fun. Playtime safety. Do not hide in places where you can get trapped. Places like old refrigerators can seal you in. That's no fun. Hide in fun places like the doorway. Keep your
Fun
mouth open.
places.
Do not close your eyes. They live inside
Thank you
the
for the
doorway.
redeem.
You will have fun. You will laugh and laugh. You will stay.
I don't know about that.
Home safety. After your parents tuck you in, open
The
your
voices
window.
make it not scary. Yeah.
Children should not sleep with their windows closed. When you hear the voices, go with them to the doorway. It will be a fun game.
I don't know, is it the kid voices that makes it not scary? Or what?
Oh, all right.
Have fun.
Okay, ow.
Really isn't that
So
scary.
this was not bad, but I think this is one of those ones that leans too hard, too quickly, and isn't rooted in enough reality, because I think it was good there with like Don't Talk to Strangers, but it was like already presented in a weird way that made it seem like disturbing and wrong, and I don't think that works out as well as it could if it was something that was more basic from the get-go, or not more basic, but more, like I said, rooted in reality, and
Maybe
was
you
kind of
need
like
some kids safety tips.
it's one of those things where less is more, right? In horror, if you show the monster, I don't know what this is. If you show the monster, it ruins any potential scare of the unknown, right? Because you know it, and as soon as you know something, you know what it is.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, well, good job, you just fell over. I think another good example of analog horror, or at least kind of this genre, I don't know if they would want to be lumped in with this, but if you remember Discover My Body, so this game I played a while ago, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The game itself is very creepy. So the reason that one's so creepy is because of the way that he makes things. It harkens the design of analog horror with like a lot of pixelation.
Mama
and a
has
lot
to
of, like,
tell me the
uncertainty
kid
about what
safety
you're seeing,
tip.
a
I'm
lot
just a
of
small
old
cat.
technology and stuff like that. But there's
Does
just
she
like
tell
a
you the
certain
kid safety
blend
tip?
of it that I think his name's Yames does that really combines a lot of elements that I love about analog horror and puts it into a package that is just an overall very creepy thing. But the thing about Discover My Body, and if you go watch that video that I did of it, or go play the game yourself, better yet, it's presented like it's normal. And I think that's the key. So when you get to the part
when you
where
presented
he's
it like
starting
it's
to
normal,
flower other brains off of like his bones or something,
and then you're just more
he's
confused
acting
than
like
ever.
it's perfectly normal. The incredible pain of that other step where he just starts screaming is presented like it's perfectly normal, and it's all part of the plan. And if there's a plan, then you can follow the plan and you can survive. But if you don't follow the plan, they're going to find you and you will be defenseless against them.
All part of the
So
kick
just stick to the plan and everything will be just fine. And that's what makes things scary. I didn't point out anything specifically of that makes things scary, but the combination of it should be pretty obvious. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to go to some more of this Mandela catalog, because I really liked what was going on with the Mandela catalog. Like, I don't know if it was like the best made, but I kind of want to look at some other things around there. Okay, this is Exhibition. It's a longer one. Oh. What am I looking at?
Usually it's like building up the atmosphere,
What
right?
did I just see? Oh my god. I was just skipping through this a little bit and I just saw
That was like the closing shift
that.
for me.
You know, I don't like that.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like
it's
that.
not
I
a
mean, that's
scary
very
game,
simple, but
but
at the
the
same time,
atmosphere made it creepy for me.
I think that's analog horror. You just look at it and you go, I don't like it. I don't like that. Could I have less of that, please? And then it gives you more of that, right? That's what it does. Anyway, this is like some up.
Just wait, Noah. Wait until you start to feel something. A change happening in your mind. You won't even realize it has taken form until you see it.
Something mundane can be creepy with build up. Yeah. You watched the explanation done by Film Theory? I didn't. I don't really watch MadPet.
Lixian, can you crank that up for me? Make it more legible, hearable. What? The death of Mark? I saw the death of Mark. Did you see the death of Mark? I saw the death of Mark. Analog television and mirrors. All right, so that's the story. Don't look at analog TVs. No CRTs around here. All right, cool. Well, hang on.
Let's face it, us parents know how time-consuming it is to keep an eye on our young children. While working is essential, they must receive attention from us so that they know we love them too. Some of us may rely on key things that keep them entertained, like toys, walks in a stroller, or even cartoons on the family television. Be cautious with what channels your children view on the television.
Yeah, don't let them
Never
watch
know
Coco
what harmful
Melon.
content they may be seeing. Your children may be viewing elements of violent content, sexual content, graphic content, scary imagery.
Scary imagery.
If you hear your child screaming or crying
Watch
in front of the
Mandela
television,
instead.
wait until
Yeah,
your
watch
child
Mandela
stops making
instead.
noise before entering the room. You will.
I know what to do in this situation. Nothing. What a good parent am I?
My sprinkler goes like this and comes back like.
I don't see no baby. I don't see no baby.
Nice.
Hi. Hey. You've taken some Telemin and whatever it is. Hello? Every time. How did I know this was going to happen? Every time. So, that ends my exploration of analog horror. There's a lot of different things that you can do with analog horror. It doesn't all have to be Trantiveness. It doesn't all have to be Toulouse or Onland. It doesn't have to be that, or Loric, or any of these, or even Dorselessness. But it's fun, and it's hard to get right. But it's a cool genre, subgenre, whatever. It's cool. And also, if you didn't hear me talking about this on Distractable, there's a subreddit called Distressing Memes that has a little bit of this feeling. We didn't talk about analog horror on the podcast. If you want to get the episode, I'll link it in the description below where we talk about this. It's a really good episode. But it's just like distressing memes. Oh. Ugh. See, this is exactly what I was talking about with the alternates and stuff, shit like that. But distressing memes is great. Like, legitimately, we go in depth in this on the podcast. Link is in the description, but it's just this shit, you know? Anyway, it's just it's just this, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, having fun, memes, so cool. But it's the same thing, right? You know what a meme is, even if you don't find memes funny on a general basis. But it's just like taking that concept of what you know and turning it around into something that you are unsure of and is unsettling is great. It has the energy of me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans! Like, I don't know why.
I don't understand that one.
But this is somehow not terrifying at all. This sounds great. This sounds like a good time, but unfortunately, the other ones do not. So anyway, I'm done with this video. If you want to try more analog horror stuff, go look it up and go tell me what you think is the best one and what really dissects what it means to be scary, because it's not an easy thing to nail down. Oddly enough, for a guy that has played a lot of horror games and like I've done some spooky stuff in the past, it's not an easy thing to nail down. So thank you. If you want to listen more about our conversations about this kind of stuff and our personal experiences of scary stories that we have had in our lives, one of which I have actually experienced just like a few weeks ago, where I could have sworn that I heard Amy talking to me directly in front of me in a dark bedroom, when in fact she was all the way across the house behind me. I could have sworn I heard her voice from the darkness in front of me. So anyway, link to that is in the description below. Go down and click right down there. Have fun. It's a good episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Let me know what you thought down in the comments.
I don't
below.
need
Let me know
about
what analog horror you
beans.
find and what scary things scare you. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you, Markiplier. Let me save this. Yes. Maple. Okay, I think I'm done for today. Beans. Let's see. Who do we go and disturb? Otsukare. We disturb Rata. The wizard. We disturb Rata the wizard. That is what we do. Alright. Wait. Gosh darn wizard. Wizard. Red. And the sub-red. Red too. Thank you for joining me in doing whatever. Okay. Good night, guys. Have a nice night or day ahead of you, whichever time zone you're in. Okay, bye bye. Good night. Bye bye.